Hello everybody, welcome to Friday night Dorf and Chill. Welcome in Harry, welcome Elfie, thank you all for redeeming your daily flowers. Welcome in Ren, and hello Pomegranates. Can I just say, I think your username is amazing. And welcome to the stream. I'm so glad you've decided to pick up Dorf. It's one of my favourite games. It's definitely a great activity for chill Friday night streams when I need to unwind from work. Obviously, I'm so happy that you found our good friend Ophelia, who is an amazing streamer and hasn't been able to stream these past 2 weeks because she wasn't feeling too well. So it's amazing to have her back. And I'm so glad you found her as well. And I will do a quick shout out here. I'm fairly sure everybody in my stream already knows about Ophelia, but if you don't, Ophelia is another cozy Dorf streamer who loves chatting to their viewers. You should definitely check them out. Usually they do a Dorf stream on Friday, but they are also live usually on Sundays and Wednesdays. Health permitting, of course. Thank you very much, Elfie. I try my best. I just washed my hair this morning. But yes, so apart from welcoming Pomegranates and saying thank you very much for following, that actually brings me to my 250 follower goal. And I seem to have a habit of completing these goals while I'm offline, which is always a bit awkward. But I think I can replay it. Let me just go in here and click this button. There we go. Yay, we got to 250 followers. Thank you so much, Pomegranate. And I guess that means we need to come up with a new goal. And I was thinking I might change it to a sub-goal because I think once you get past a certain point, it doesn't really matter how many followers you have. It matters whether those people actually watch your stream or not. So let me see if I can set a new goal. What button is that? It's this button. End goal. Start new goal. So Twitch is suggesting a goal of 260 followers, which seems a bit unambitious. Let's say 10 new subscribers. And this is in no way a request or expectation that anybody subscribes. I just thought, why not try out something a little different? So that should do a thing. There we go. We have started a goal. Some of you, especially those of you who follow a lot of different streamers, will no doubt have heard the news that Twitch has opened up more emote slots for everybody. Now, the way it's worked out for me, I haven't actually got any more slots because my unlocked emote slots were based on my very first month of affiliate, where I got a massive gift subscription from a very generous viewer. And I've never had that many subs since and probably never will. However, what I have decided to do, I've decided I am going to commission some more emotes. I'm going to commission another set of 5 emotes. And then I'll sort of swap them in and out. So we, just to keep things a bit interesting, we have different emotes from time to time. As part of that, I've decided to start swapping around which emotes are follower emotes and which are subscriber. So you can only have 5 follower emotes, but they are now a different 5 than they were last week. And every week, I do 3 streams a week. So every new set of 3 streams, there will be 5 different follower emotes for non-subscribers to play around with. And of course, subscribers will always have access to the full range of emotes. Welcome, Heron to Birds. Thank you for redeeming your flower of the day, which is a red clover. The little flower emote in the message is not a red clover, although it is red, which was a nice coincidence. I didn't realise that my bot isn't actually subscribed to me, so when I made this emote subscriber only, that means my bot can't use it anymore. So I've had to change it to one of the follower emotes. That was the slight programming mishap that I realised while we were starting the stream. That is quite a list of flowers you have now, Heron to Birds. I'm going to have to think what I want that redemption to do. When you've got so many plants that it doesn't actually fit in a Twitch message because they can only be 512 characters. Oh my god, Ren! No, Ren, that's... Yeah. Ren, first of all, thank you for the gift sub. That's incredibly generous of you. But also, don't give it to my bot. Give it to a viewer who would actually appreciate it and feel valued. The bot has no feelings. It can't thank you for the gift sub. It has no capability for expression. But thank you anyway, Ren. Yes, in order to thank you for the gift sub, I would have to log off of my account and log on as the bot, which I'm pretty sure would end the stream, so that wouldn't go very well. Yes, hello, Heron to Birds. Let me hang on a minute. Let me sort something out here. As I say, programming mishaps and all that. Right. If this works, then... There we go. Okay, Emma's bot has now thanked you. Because I just programmed it to. Okay, let's put that back to how it was. So that the bot doesn't randomly thank you for gift subs at other times of the stream. Okay, let's get on with some gameplay, shall we? So we're going to be playing Dorf Romantic, a game that I think most people here are familiar with. We need sound, we need relaxing, calming Dorf music. I think that would be good. We need that one. Okay, music is working. As always, let me know if the sound level is to your liking. We usually have it quite quiet for Dorf. I think about there is probably good. And hello T-Bago. Welcome to Friday night Dorf and Chill. My bot has just been gifted a sub. This stream is off to a good start. We were playing the monthly challenge in my last Dorf stream last Friday, and we managed 11,000 points, which put us about 60th on the leaderboard. I have since been trying to improve that off stream, and this is my best result so far. 13,800, which puts me in 27th. I still have ambitions to climb higher than that, although we may not realise those ambitions. We'll have to see. Here's the leaderboard. Fellow Dorf streamer and Dorf expert Luke is currently in 4th with almost 20,000 points. And our good friend Ophelia, who I just shouted out, is in 17th place with 15,000. And then this is me down here. Now I'm not I'm not saying I have to score more than Ophelia. I'm just saying it would be nice if I finished a little higher up the leaderboard. I don't want you to think I'm in a competition with my fellow streamers, although maybe I am. Maybe if I can finish with 15,010 points. And then I can say I finished with over 15,000, but I didn't beat Ophelia. Pom Pom Grenades just finished your first non-tutorial game of Dorf. Congratulations. You're presumably playing the classic mode at the moment. So the monthly mode, it might be worth having a go at the monthly mode whilst you're still fairly new to the game, because this month's monthly mode is actually sort of a simplified version of the game. There's no quests, there's no rivers, and there's no railways. So it is quite good for getting a sense of how to get perfect bonuses from perfectly aligning your tile. But yes, definitely try out the classic mode as well. Since you are new to the game, I might actually show you off my highest scoring classic run. 718,000 points. I'm guessing this is slightly bigger than anything that you've done so far. So I thought I'd show you the potential that you can reach in this game. So yeah, this is my biggest dorf, and it's a big one. It's actually still loading in the map, but it's almost finished. Nearly there, and okay, there we go. Map has loaded in. So yeah, this is the sort of size that you can get to, especially once you get the hang of doing perfect placements and completing quests and making sure you don't run out of tiles. As you can see, I have 1,028 tiles, so I'm not in any danger of running out. This is the sort of scale you can get to. And you might look at this and think that's big. I'm still only 499th place on the leaderboard. People have gone much bigger than this. I think the number one high score is something like 7 million. So this actually isn't that impressive. But yeah, this is, as you can see, I've sunk quite a lot of time into this game, and that's the sort of thing you could achieve. There is also a quick mode, which is good if you just feel like playing for 5 minutes. And then there's a hard mode. The hard mode, my best score is only 33,000. The hard mode really is hard. Like, this is as far as I got, which compared to my classic mode is not very far. And actually, the current number one score in hard mode is our good friend Luke Ainsworth, who, yeah, he scored more in hard mode than I have in even in the classic mode. Yes, 7.3 million, says T-Bagger. And honestly, at that point, it's not about whether you can keep going in the game, because you've got enough tiles at that point. It's firstly, how much time do you have? And secondly, is your PC powerful enough to load in a map that big? But yeah, if, like me, you managed to master classic mode, then definitely give hard mode a challenge, because hard mode is hard. There are very few people who can keep a hard mode going for a long time, and Luke is one of them. Hello, Ophelia. welcome to the stream. We were just talking about you. I hope you don't mind. I'm so sorry. Welcome to the Friday Night Dorf and Chill. And thank you for redeeming your flower of the day. And yes, I don't know if you're still watching Kolo's Cult of the Lamb stream. But if you just want to lurk here, that's absolutely fine. I was watching it myself right up until I had to get ready for my stream. Ophelia says, also for reference, Luke has 1,700 hours of playtime in this game. Yes, he is quite the dwarf fanatic. You're trying to join the cult. So I did manage to join somebody's Cult of the Lamb cult. I think it was Lana the Panda. Yeah, I did attempt to join Kolo's at one point, but yeah, Kolo is a big streamer, and she thoroughly deserves to be as popular as she is for all her content. But it does mean, yeah, trying to stand out amongst the crowd for something like that is difficult. Anyway. We were not here to show off our previous Dorf saves, we were here to try and beat our monthly score. So with that said, let's get right into a new game. You joined Rooney. Yeah, Rooney also played it. Quite a few people have played Cult of the Lamb recently. I think the sound might actually be a little quiet. I can't hear the music at all. Let me turn it up a bit. Of course, if it's too loud, just let me know. Ophelia says, one day you might start your own cult. I assume you're talking about the popular video game Cult of the Lamb, and not literally starting a cult. Although, to be honest, Ophelia, if you did that, I would be I would be all for it. I would be one of the founding members of the Ophelia cult. We would all gather round a game of Dorf Romantic and chant very, very slowly. Hello, Piper! Welcome to Friday Night Dorf and Chill. I hope you have a wonderful evening. And T-Bag can highly recommend starting or joining a cult. Again, not sure if you're talking about Cult of the Lamb or just cults in general. Whose emote is that? Ooh, that is a nice emote, actually. Anyway, yeah, at the risk of this becoming an Ophelia stream, we should probably start some gameplay. So, yeah, this is... as I was just saying to Pomegranate, I do love saying that name, Pomegranate. This is almost a simplified version of Dorf because it doesn't have the quests. So it's actually probably not a bad place to start to get a feel for the game. But you do obviously want to get the hang of the quests as well. One thing to note with the monthly challenge is the tiles do come out in the same order every time. So in theory I could memorise the order that these tiles are being shown to me because it's the same every game. I could memorise that order and then use that to come up with an optimised build sequence for the level. I don't know if anyone's ever actually done that, if anyone has been bothered to go to those lengths just to improve their score in this game. Somebody did write a computer program to try and figure out the optimal sequence of tiles, which I thought was quite interesting. Although they did try to compete on the leaderboards with it, which I was less keen on. And I think with this mode, I'm always caught out when the houses start to appear. I always think, oh yeah, there's houses, not just fields and trees. I never quite know what to do with them. But yeah, in a situation like this where you've got no quests, the perfect placements are absolutely vital. They're the most important aspect of the game. And so you want to make sure every tile is placed perfectly. You also want to try and keep your dorf looking sort of not circular exactly, but all clumped together. Like, I guess a regular hexagon would be the optimal shape. And the reason for that is if it's all sort of long and thin and strung out, then you'll get fewer perfects because the tiles have to be surrounded. Because this game is dependent in this mode of keeping your perfects going as long as possible. You want to have as many of them as possible. Then you want a rotund dorf. Which is not quite what I've got here, but we'll see if we can work on that. I don't want to put this here because I want to put the next one here. Another skill in this game is getting used to looking down your tile stack and seeing what is on the way. You can actually somewhat cheat this because there's an undo option. You can actually place a tile, peek what the next one is going to be. So I know this one now is going to be a plain one with just a field on it, and then you can undo. So you can actually see 4 tiles ahead if you want to. So I think I'll put that there. So yeah, I knew this one was coming, and if necessary I could factor that into my decision of where to put things. In this case I don't think it matters. Also, I have a bad habit in this game. I like to spin the camera around a lot while I'm looking for where to place my tiles, which I appreciate is probably not the best viewing experience, so I will try to leave a fixed camera and just place the tiles around that. I have to remember to do that, sorry. I know that's what Ophelia does on her stream because I believe she's playing with a controller. And I do think it's a little more comfortable for viewers that way. So yeah, you sort of, the more times you play it, the more you sort of get to know what's coming. Like I knew there were 2 empty tiles coming in quick succession there because it was the same last time. I still can't find good places to put them though, of course. That's the challenge. I think at some point we get a tile that is entirely trees, so it's safe for me to leave a gap like this that's entirely trees because I know I'll get a tile to put there. You want to avoid surrounding an empty space with tiles that you don't know there's a match for, and not every possible tile exists in the game. But yes, tiles that are all blank or all trees or all forests. It's safe to create to create those because you know that they're coming later on. And there are other times you need to think a bit harder about exactly what you're going to put where. Such as now. I might actually put this here. Yeah. Hate it when you're this indecisive about a tile. Ophelia, thank you so much for redeeming Blowhigh. Of course, Emma is not holding the Blowhigh. How could you forget? Is the game actually playing? Sometimes it does just decide not to play music. Oh, it's playing the really quiet soundtrack, that's why. Yeah. I'm just thinking I can't hear the music. It's not usually this quiet. Right, if the music's too loud or too quiet, do let me know, but I couldn't hear it at all myself. Thank you for redeeming, and thank you LT Bago for redeeming Show Outfit. I can probably accomplish both those things at the same time. I'm afraid I don't have a spinny skirt to show you today, but we have something. Shark and outfit have now been exhibited for your viewing pleasure. Where are Heart and Flower Gertrude? Asks Ophelia. Yes, so you weren't here when I explained that I have decided to start rearranging my emotes every so often. So my followers who are not subscribed can try out different emotes. So you can only have 5 follower emotes, so it will be a different set of 5 emotes every week is the idea. So all the emotes should still be there, but you might have to refresh to see them because, yeah, some of them have moved into follower slots and some of them have moved out of follower slots and into subscriber slots. But as Ophelia is subscribed, she can still use all of them. Yes, I haven't taken anything away from subscribers. They should all be there. But yes, followers can now use these 2 flowers instead of these 2, which are the normal follower emotes. And I changed the Emma emotes that they can use as well. Well, I can't remember which ones I put now. I'm guessing it was those 2 because those are the 2 that are broken. I'm sorry to have broken your 2 most used emotes, Ophelia. I promise I will fix them so that you can use them if they are in fact broken. But they're all showing up for me. I can do this and I can do this. So I think they are still there. Oh, actually, yeah, they're that's interesting. They're broken on my stream overlay. But they're not broken, like, I just typed them in chat and they're showing for me. Are they literally broken for everybody except me? Because that makes no sense. How am I supposed to manage my emotes if I can't see what my viewers are going to see? Okay, give me one moment then. Sorry to interrupt the dorf. See, if Ophelia goes on chatting tangents, I go on technical difficulty tangents. Managed to mess up my own stream. Okay, yeah, so we have Wave, Hug and Sleep assigned to follower. We have... Oh, they have gone. How... okay. I don't understand how I can still use them. if they're not assigned, but I guess I can. Let's put that there, and that. This, to be honest, this emote picker is unnecessarily confusing. Like, you can drag and drop emotes within a tier, but you can't just drag it from tier 1 to follower, or from follower to tier 1, or anything like that. Also, my fake non-animated animated emotes, I can't move them to standard slots. So if I want one of them to be a follower emote, I've got to remove it and then add it again as an actual emote, not an animated emote. And then take one of my follower emotes, upload that as a fake animated emote, put back into the animated emote slots. Right, do I have to click save or something in order to make it actually do the thing? There isn't a save button. Right. Yeah, if you reload now, let me know if the emotes work. Let me try putting them in chat again. Yeah, there we go. Look, they're showing up on my overlay, so they must be fixed. Hello, Alice Sitz. Welcome to Friday Night Dorf and Chill. And I'm so sorry that you caught us during some emote troubles. Mind you, Alice Alice will be familiar with the notion of having a chatting stream with Dorf music playing in the background, since she's done the same thing on some of her streams, which is very nice. Let me actually throw a quick shout out over to Alice_Sits. There we go. She only started streaming very recently. And I haven't managed to catch all her streams because I am quite often at work when they're on, but they're really nice and chill. She does play Dorf Romantic occasionally, and even more often she uses it as background music for things like art streams. And her art is really cute as well. Yeah, you're over 50 followers, I think, now, Alice, so maybe affiliate and emotes and all those wonderful goodies are in the future for your stream. So yes, if you're looking for some content sort of mid-afternoon UK time, then that might be a place to go in future. Right, the emotes are fixed. Thank you, Ophelia, for testing that out. And apologies for taking away your favourite emotes. Just need 1 or 2 stream days this month. Yeah, to get affiliate, you need to have streamed a certain number of days. Let me just check I didn't miss any chat while I was doing that. That one, yes, you did. Yeah, that one was working earlier. It was only just before the stream I remembered I'd promised to rearrange the follow emotes, so I did. Okay, people saying they're not working. Shark, yes. Yes, pomegranates. This is the famous IKEA shark that is sort of a meme that trans people all have one. The name is Blowhigh, which is just Swedish for blue shark. And he is amazingly soft and cuddly, and I'm in no way sponsored by IKEA, but I think everybody should have one of these. T-Bago says, you followed, you need more new streamers after the Pal World purge. So is the Pal World purge just unfollowing everybody who plays Pal World? Yeah, okay. I assure you I had no plans to stream it, but I'll make sure I don't, because I would have no moderators, which would be a slight problem. Yeah, it's not the sort of game that appeals to me anyway. I did play Palia a little bit, which is somewhat the same sort of game. But yeah, that type of game doesn't really appeal to me that much. Let us return to a game that does appeal to me somewhat. And now we have the viewer-imposed difficulty of playing a game whilst holding a shark. I do need to make sure I can actually see over it at the screen. Oh, there we go. Alice says, going to say you need to get your boyfriend one, but no, he's had that little sharky for years. Everybody should have one of these, whether you're transgender or not. Especially if you are, but obviously Blowhide does not discriminate. He is equally soft and cuddly to everyone. So if I need to doze off during streams, I've got a pillow here now. It's alright. I usually manage to stay awake till the end of my streams. Usually. Just, yeah, it's been a long week at work. I know I say that every week, and it's true every week. But this week was really one of the worst, to be honest. This is what I always forget to do in this mode. I always forget to plan for getting one of these tiles, the one that's coming up after this one, with all houses. There's just not really a good place for all houses on here at the moment, and if I try to like fit one in here, I'm going to end up leaving a hole in the map. So I probably will have to do that regardless. But let's see if I can plan it so I can fill that in somehow. Because I've got this piece with fields coming up as well. I mean, maybe I can work around that. Maybe I can't. The all houses tile is so mean. Well, I mean, it's mean at the moment because I just haven't had that many houses at this stage, and obviously it's the same tiles every time you play monthly mode, so you'll always have this problem. The house tiles I've had so far tend to just have a few houses in a line. You can actually see I've made a little row of houses here. There haven't been any tiles so far, apart from that one and that one, that had two houses on them, like next to each other. So actually fitting this tile in is going to be difficult. What I might do is just come over here and say, like, this is where I'm going to put these house tiles from now on. I'm just trying to think. You've also ended up with a long squiggly line of houses. Yes, I think it's pretty much unavoidable. I actually have had a much longer line than this. I think once I put these ones and this one all in one line. You're playing monthly mode now. You're a few tiles ahead of me. Ah, right. That's good to know. Yeah, we sort of got distracted by various things. I mean, well, as you know, having just watched one of Ophelia's streams, this is a pretty good game to have if you just want to go off on tangents with chat. So, you know, that's by no means a bad thing. What I'm going to do is this, and hope that I can fill in this area. That's my plan. And then down here will be where I put the tiles with lots of houses. What I need is a tile like this one, except backwards. I need the house and the forest to be the other way around. And I actually need two of these. I've managed to end up with this gap here where I need a house forest field. House forest blank. And over here I need house forest blank. And the game just isn't giving that type of tile to me. So I think in future I need to remember not to create this sort of arrangement because it's going to be hard to close off later. But for now we'll just keep placing tiles and see how we go. Interesting to compare my dwarf to Pom. Can I call you Pom or Pomegranate or something like that? Compare dwarfs afterwards. C7P, 7P, 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 7P to you too, Pro Stoic. Welcome to Friday Night Dorf and Chill, and of course that's what you meant to do. I hope you're having a good Friday, Pro Stoic, and if you're not having a good Friday, I hope you're having a better one now that you have found my stream. Pom is perfect. Okay. That's what we shall do then. I am honestly terrible with remembering what viewers want to be called and that sort of thing. Or even, where I know people from. On my Discord, by the way, if anyone wants to join my Discord, I'll just chuck a link down there. On my Discord, I actually give people roles based on what community I know them from. So I know if they were a Dorf person or a Scrabble person, or a Botany person. Pro Stoic would like to be known as Stoproic. Wow, and a raid. Hello, Japer. Thank you very much for raiding with your party of one. I'm never sure if that means you and a viewer have come in or just you, but just in case, hello to Japer's viewers. Welcome to Friday Night Dorf and Chill. I hope you enjoy. We are playing Dorf Romantic. I think everyone here knows what it is, but let's drop that down just in case. Hope your stream was good, Japer. I'm afraid I didn't drop by today because I was too busy watching Ophelia and Colo, but I hope you had a good time and thank you for being here. I will definitely come and check you out again. It may include someone else because you had 0 viewers at one point when starting a stream. Yes. I have also had 0 viewers. Sometimes during streams, not just when starting them. Thank you, Japer. And yes, I did check out one of your streams recently. Thank you, T-Bagger, for doing the shout out, by the way. Japer's another excellent streamer who everybody should go and follow. Yes, it was yesterday I was there. I'm just... Yes, oops. Ignore that. Okay, yes, you were still playing Mass Effect. Yes. I know a lot of cool streamers who have either played or would like to play Mass Effect. It includes Colo, it includes Ophelia. Quite a lot of people in that circle are Mass Effect fans, either of playing or watching or both. Not something that I've ever played, but it's on the... I have a list of things that I'm definitely going to play on stream, and I have a list of things that maybe one day I'll look into playing. Mass Effect is on the maybe look into it one day list. It's certainly a great series of games, there's no doubt about that. Piper says Mass Effect is an epic story, like the first 3 parts very much so. Yes, I agree. I have never watched a full playthrough of it, but I've watched bits of it here and there from various streamers. Japer says, be on Mass Effect for a while, I think. Might try something else tomorrow since you're going to stream for a shorter time. Okay, no problem. I'm usually with my parents on Saturdays, unfortunately, right up until like 15 minutes before I start my own stream. So I never really get to watch other people's Saturday streams. But have fun with whatever you decide to stream. Ophelia says she also hasn't played it yet. One of the reasons you have to avoid quite a few streams at the moment, which also makes it a little easier since there's always so many friends on. Yes, it's frustrating when there's so many nice, amazing people live at the same time. And you have to ignore them all because Ophelia is on, and she's obviously the most important. But yes, I can understand wanting to avoid spoilers if it's something you want to get invested in yourself. You have played a little bit for testing purposes. Pom's line of houses is getting longer. Meanwhile, I'm sat here not playing any tiles because I don't want to commit to and then find out I've messed it up. I need to get over this commitment anxiety and just play tiles. You played a little bit for testing purposes, yes. JPer says the only one of the three you really know about is the second one. First one you're mostly clueless, and third you only heard about the ending controversy. Yes. Ophelia helping you avoid going crazy, trying to have 18 tabs open at once. Yeah, the thing you have to realise as well with the way Twitch works is it doesn't actually, if you open 18 tabs at once, it doesn't actually count you as a viewer in all those streams. I can't remember how many it counts you as being in. I think it might only be 2 of them. So if you're hoping to show support for lots of streamers by lurking in all their streams, I think Twitch knows that people do that and it doesn't quite work how you might hope. I'd like to put this one here, it just doesn't quite fit. Thank you, Pro Stoic, for redeeming show outfit. I did briefly show it off a moment ago, but you weren't here, so that's fine. Let's put the blowhigh down temporarily. Don't worry, he will be back. He's not gone, he's just here on the side. And oh yeah, Ophelia usually try to use different devices. Yeah, I think you can have a browser and then you can have another tab in the background and that will count, but yeah. I have Twitch on my phone if I'm working, because my PC I'm using for work purposes, and I'm not actually using my PC. I'm remote into a work PC, and I'm then not allowed to run things like Twitch on there. So I have it on my phone. Yes, I have sometimes had a stream on my phone and a stream on the screen. Can't look at both at once. But yeah, so it's 2 views per IP address. So if your phone is connected to your Wi-Fi, then that doesn't actually that doesn't let you lurk in any more streams. But I guess if you're connected to mobile internet, it would. I wouldn't want to spend that much bandwidth over mobile internet, but that is an option if you really want to lurk in more channels. Yeah, 2 views per IP address. Alice says, the stress of multiple streamers you like being live at the same time. I know. What's even worse, actually, is when I go to do a raid, and there's like 3 or 4 people, all of whom are thoroughly deserving of the raid. And I think, oh, I don't... I don't want to head over to this person's stream afterwards and say, hi... Sorry, I didn't raid you, I raided someone else. So I then think, well, I won't show up to their stream then, I'll just sort of slink away quietly. Ophelia says, your brain is often overwhelmed by that, so you're trying to be okay not being everywhere. Yes, you absolutely, you can't be everywhere at once. You can't be on Twitch every hour of the day. Ophelia, for you, I think I definitely would recommend streaming as much as you feel comfortable with, because I think it really does have a positive effect on your mental well-being. But yeah, don't try not to end up viewing streams all day and night. I've fallen into that trap as well. But yes, I think streaming on the whole, Ophelia, has had a very positive effect for you, and I'm so happy for you that that's the case. JPer says, okay, today you'll go and see A and B, tomorrow will be C and D, and then E after that. Yeah, one thing I try to do is at least show up. Sometimes I'll show up and say hi, and say, sorry I can't stop, but I hope you enjoy. Verdsky, I'm particularly bad with that for. Apologies to Verdsky if she's lurking or watching the VOD. But 90% of Verdsky streams, I'll show up within the first 5 minutes, say, hi, enjoy the stream, but it's 1 a.m, I've got to go to sleep now, and then go to sleep. But I feel I stay awake till she starts because I want to show that she is supported and enjoyed, and on the occasion that she does decide to do a slightly earlier stream, I'm obviously straight there. Yeah, exactly, Alice. Forget making a schedule for your own stream. Make a schedule for which streamers you're going to watch when. And then, of course, sometimes people just decide on a whim that they're going to stream, or they have to cancel their stream. And then everything's messed up and it all goes out the window. Ophelia says it's also easier for you to talk to people than write in chat. Yes, that's very true actually. And I think your streams work well because you're the one chatting and other people are typing. One thing I have actually considered, Ophelia, and I don't know if this is something you'd be interested in, not on your stream but on my stream. I considered having a Discord voice channel that viewers could join, and then I would be in that channel, and then they could talk to me on the stream with voice. I would need to, obviously I wouldn't want trolls coming in and being offensive, so I would have to limit access and say, okay, you have to tell me you want to use it and I'd give you access to it. It's just an idea I had. I don't really see people doing that. I see people having friends on a Discord call, but not viewers. And I think maybe just that it's not really manageable if you have a big stream with lots of viewers. But I don't have a big stream with lots of viewers. I have a small stream with these viewers. Yes, it definitely works for playing games together. I was thinking about just having them to chat with, but yes, that makes sense. Anyway, sorry, Pro Stoic redeemed show outfit some time ago, and there's no spinny skirt today, Stoic. I do apologise for that, but let's show. Oh. It's also quite boring and grey, if we're being honest, but it's really, really cosy and comfy, and the material of this is really, really soft, so I don't care what it looks like. I love it. Ophelia says, not really for normal chat, you think, but I don't know. Yeah, perhaps not for normal chat. Piper says, use your one only for playing together, but maybe nice idea to have a chat too. Ophelia says you wouldn't mind being able to talk instead of having to type in chat. Okay, well we might do that on a future stream then. I mean, basically I would just leave the voice chat channel open. People could use it if they want to. It wouldn't be an expectation or a requirement or anything. And then if Ophelia can take over my channel and do all the chatting. No, I'm joking. Japer says, if people are grouped together in a game, a lot of people use Discord to communicate. Yeah, I think Discord has sort of become the dominant voice chat platform now. I remember back in the day when it was things like TeamSpeak, but less so nowadays. Piper says on stream, for you as a viewer, sometimes too much if too much people are talking. Yeah, if lots of people are talking over each other, that's true. Debago says, main issue is you're responsible for anything said on your stream. While you may have only friends in chat, if they're not streamers, they may not be fully aware of TOS. Yeah, I mean, I suppose technically I'm responsible for what's said in my chat as well. The difference being I can delete things from chat if they're bad, whereas once they've been said on stream, I suppose I have to delete the VOD then, which is a problem. But yeah, I trust people like you and Ophelia. Yeah, see, Ophelia is saying you talk to chat while I play the games. Yeah, exactly. This is what I was thinking of. You see, I can let somebody else do the chatting because my throat gets sore. Piper says TeamSpeak remember too. Yes, yeah, those were the days, right, Piper? Hello, Machikacha. You have come almost exactly 1 hour into the stream. Quite correct. Speaking of which, I really should be playing Dorf. This stream has had an exceptionally large number of tangents. Let's poor old Pomegranate, who is actually here for the Dorf, is going to finish their monthly playthrough and be like, "Come on, Emma, hurry up!" Oh, thank you for redeeming your flower of the day, Matcha. Fear not, the blowhigh has returned. Yes, let's get back into the Dorf, shall we? Thank you, Pom. I don't hear it myself. I don't see my voice as relaxing, or hear my voice as relaxing, I guess. But I'm glad that people think that. One of the reasons I like Ophelia's streams so much is I think her voice is also very relaxing. Let's put that there. Is this monthly mode? Asks Matcha, and the answer is yes. This is monthly mode. I did get a new high score since my previous stream. We got 11,000 on last week's stream, but offline I managed to get 13,000. However, somebody, mentioning no names, somebody here has 15,000, so, there is more improvement to be had. And I am not saying I need to finish ahead of Ophelia, absolutely not. But maybe if we could get to that sort of level, that would be nice. I'm not saying that I want to make this competitive in any way, but at the same time, I like being higher up the leaderboard. Sorry, I shouldn't single you out, Ophelia, especially since, there are people much higher up than you, like Luke, for example. I was just teasing. I do apologise. I should not do that. That is wrong. This is a good sort of tile to have. When you have a surrounded tile like this and you find one that fits nicely in there. I just need to get a few more of those to fill in these gaps. And the thing with this monthly mode is you haven't got that many tiles to work with, so it becomes a question of, are you going to be able to fill in the gaps before you run out of tiles? It's a race against the tile stack, but you don't know unless you've played it before and memorised the order the tiles come in, which I haven't. You don't know whether the tile you want is even in there. Yes, Pom agrees that Ophelia's voice is relaxing. Yes, we do have this is a very sort of cosy corner of Twitch we have here. The Dorf streamers, myself and Ophelia and Luke. He's not playing Dorf at the moment on stream, but he certainly does a lot of it. Even Alice might possibly be playing Dorf on stream again. I don't know what her plans are. It certainly has a great soundtrack for things like arty streams. Hello, Easy! My joint top favourite penguin. Welcome to Friday Night Dorf and Chill. Thank you for redeeming a wild strawberry to add to your collection. Wild strawberries are so much nicer than commercially grown strawberries. That's not just my opinion, they are like completely different taste. They're much sweeter. But they're only about that big. So to eat a lot of them. I should start doing that more often, like giving random facts about the flowers that people redeem. I think that might be something that people like. Japer has to go and grab food. Have a good rest of the stream. Thank you, Japer. I will definitely have a good rest of the stream. Thank you for being here. Thank you for raiding. And yes, food is very important. Even more important than watching Twitch streams. I know that's hard to believe, but food is very important. Make sure you eat it. I know what you'll say. You'll say, Emma, you're just a shill for big food. That's what they want you to think. But no, food is good for you. I am not being sponsored to say this. Starting to give me more awkward house styles. You see, my dorf is slowly not becoming a nice round blob. It's becoming spiky. You don't want a spiky dorf because spiky dwarfs mean fewer perfect placements, which means a lower score, which means you lose. Mac is going to bed. Yes, it is 10 PM over in Europe land. Europe land, home of my favourite streamers. Sleep well and thank you for being here. Yes, exactly, Ren. Big food. It's a lot of money. There's a lot of money in food. You've got to wonder, where is it all going? So I don't know where I'm going with this. Oh no, Pom, you have a spiky dwarf. Yes, a spiky dwarf is an unhappy dwarf. If you think back to my big dwarf, that was mostly smooth round the edges. The only spiky parts are the rails and the rivers because it's impossible to make those smooth. But this monthly challenge doesn't have those tiles. So yeah, you do want to be aiming for a non-spiky dwarf. Sorry, the phrase spiky dwarf is now stuck in my lexicon forever, whether you want it or not. Okay, I want to put these next two tiles. I'm just visualising these next two tiles fitting very nicely here and here. So I don't want to put this one here after all. I want to put it somewhere else. But I don't know where yet. Maybe there. Because then I can do this. And I get a perfect placement. And that gets me a tile back. And I need every tile I can get because I've only got 32 left. One other thing I should mention, especially while our new friend Pom is here, I have actually done speedruns of this game. It's not a game that people speedrun very much, as you might imagine. It doesn't really lend itself to speedruns, but there is a leaderboard on speedrun.com with 4 categories. All just how many points can you score in classic mode, like how quickly. So there's categories for 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 and 25,000 points. And I have the world record in 3 out of those 4 categories. Which sounds impressive until you realise only like 4 people have actually played it. So yes, a bit of a contrast to the play styles of some other Dorf streamers who tend to go at quite a slow pace. I have actually played this game fast. I don't usually play it fast because that's a bit stressful. But if you want to see it played fast, then I have some highlights on my stream. If you check those out after the stream or during the stream, I don't care. I do have highlights for 2 of my world records on Twitch. It basically just comes down to play the game normally, but place the tiles as fast as you can. There's not really any strategy for it beyond that. Tibago says we don't know much about her, but we're sure. Gertrude's speed. Yes, either that or fail. Gertrude is definitely one of those 2 things. Oops, no, that's not a... doesn't match that edge. Let's do that. Definitely need to start filling in some of these holes. This hole here is the worst one. I got a tile that fit there, but because it also fit here, and I had 2 holes the same, I had to pick one or the other. That seems like it's a combination that just doesn't come up very much in this set of tiles, so I have to try and avoid creating it if I can. This is annoying as well. It doesn't quite fit where I want to put it. Actually, we'll put it here, but that means finding a different place for this tile. Actually, we can put it there. That's not too bad of a placement. Yeah, because we should get a field tile that fits there at some point. Yes, I have considered whether I should start my Friday, possibly also Sunday, but certainly my Friday stream earlier, to be more European friendly. I actually had a look at my statistics for which viewers come from which countries. Twitch, the Creator Studio does quite a nice summary once you've had enough viewers of what countries people are watching from. And it's surprising how different the demographics are from my Friday streams compared to my Saturday Scrabble streams. Saturday it's like 2/3 America and Canada, whereas Friday it's mostly UK and Europe. So I do start the Scrabble stream slightly later, but I am considering should I go as early as like 7 PM for my Friday and Sunday streams, and then like go to like 9 for my Scrabble stream, just to cater to the different audiences. But I'm not sure whether to commit to that or not. It's hard to know what viewers you're missing because they're not there because you're missing them. So I don't know how much potential viewers I'm missing out on by streaming at the time I do, and how many I would miss out on if I moved. So it's a difficult call to make, really. Pom says crashed and burned on monthly mode, finishing with only 3,340 points. You've got such a spiky dwarf and couldn't get out of it. Okay, so that's almost exactly the score I've got now. So you managed that much. Which is not bad for a first attempt. My dwarf is also getting more spiky than I'd like. I mean, but what you eventually have to do when you're starting to get low on tiles you just have to accept that some of the edges aren't going to match. Like, say this was my last tile. I could do something like this. This is obviously bad because it doesn't match, but it will get me 2 more tiles if I do it. So yeah, once you're down to your last couple of tiles, think, okay, even if it doesn't match perfectly, where can I get at least one perfect placement? Because that that keeps the game going, and then you can squeeze a few more 1,000 points out of the level by doing that. So yeah, that's probably the next thing to think about, is trying to do that. But yeah, it is difficult. This is a difficult game to play like optimally, I think. If you look at some of Luke's hard mode streams and see how much thought he puts into where he puts every tile, he'll like organize where his quest tiles go and plan when he's going to complete the quests. Like, he'll actually set up an arrangement of tiles so that there's just one more tile he needs to put in to complete all the quests, and then he'll pick the best time to complete them, so that you can definitely get very, very deep into the strategy of this game. Like completing quests at the right time to influence what size of quest you'll be given next, and all that sort of thing. And yeah, a casual player does not need to get that far into the strategy of it, but it's definitely something that can be done. Okay, does this? Okay, that does fit there. I've almost filled this in. It's just I'm having to start building round it because I don't have the right tiles. Yeah, I have a similar problem over here. This one can go there. So I made a mistake here of surrounding this and just having one forest here. So I can't put this here, and I can't put one that's got more than one forest on it. So I've got to wait now for just the right tile to come round to put there, which could be a while. Yeah, see, this almost works, but not quite. Ah, okay, good. Close that off. This is also annoying. I need exactly 3 edges to be houses. This one with 4 edges being houses is no good. Doesn't quite match. I do it as a last resort, but otherwise try and make it work somewhere else. There. This is getting very spiky though. I don't like it like that really. I could put here instead. Is that better or worse? Probably about the same. Let's put it there. Put this one up here. where to put this tile. What's the worst that could happen? Ophelia says, for only starting the game today, you've done very good with that score. Keep going and learning. I feel you might be able to get really good at this. Yes, I agree. Sorry, I should have been more encouraging, really. Yes, that is extremely good for your first attempt, Pom. I mean, I have played this game a lot, so I might be making it look easier than it is. It is very difficult to actually get even this far, matching everything. So yes, I second Ophelia's comment, definitely. You inevitably end up with these little spots that just don't quite have a matching piece, and it's, you know, that's where you're going to lose the game because you don't get enough perfects from them. I suppose if you wanted to play this, challenge sort of optimally, without resorting to writing a computer program, which some people do consider to be a little bit cheaty, if you're going to submit it to the leaderboard, you would need to sort of write down what tiles you get and then plan out in advance how you're going to build your dorf. But I don't think anybody really has the time or patience to do that. Like I remembered roughly what tiles I was going to get at the start and where I wanted to put them, because I've played the start through so many times, but I can't remember what I get at this point. Like, that's my memory is not that good. Alice Sitz says, Dwarf people, have any of you played Panorama? And the answer is yes, Alice. Panorama, for those of you who haven't seen it, is fairly similar to Dorf. It's the same basic concept in that you have a landscape made up of hexagonal tiles that you have to build, and you get bonuses for matching the tiles and so on and so forth. It's not as good as Dorf, in my opinion. The strategy isn't as in-depth. The graphics are very nice. But yeah, I did one playthrough myself off stream and decided it didn't really have the replayability that Dorf did. Like, I didn't feel like playing it again after I played it once. I did start a playthrough on stream because there was a content update coming that added a load of new things, and I thought, well, you know, it's a bit like Dorf, let's play it on stream. But the update sort of messed up the controls, and it became really awkward to play with a mouse and keyboard. I think they added controller support, and now it works with a controller, but it doesn't really work with a mouse and keyboard. So I put that playthrough on hold, and I think I will still go back to it if they ever fix it. But yeah, I understand Ophelia not wanting to play it. But it is, you know, it's, as I say, the the graphics are very nice. And yeah, if you just want to build a nice pretty landscape and not worry about strategy, then it might be the game for you. I'm not saying don't get it if that's your sort of thing. I'm just saying I don't personally think it's as good as Dorf. But yes, to answer Alice's question, yes, I have played it, and yes, they are very different games. Panorama, you place buildings which take up multiple tiles as well as the individual tiles, and certainly later in the game, your placements are mostly sets of tiles, so you're placing several tiles at once, trying to fit those in the landscape, instead of strictly placing one tile at a time like Dorf. Yeah, no, not saying don't play it if you enjoy it, absolutely. It just wasn't particularly my thing. I don't think it copied off Dorf. I can't remember which one released first, but I think they both sort of came up with the idea of having a hexagonal tile landscape. That's not a particularly new thing. Other games have done that before. Alice says you get the replayability. You played it once and didn't really get back to it. Yeah, so once I'd played it once, placed all the buildings, made a pretty landscape, looked around the pretty landscape, you get more control over the camera in Panorama than in Dorf. In Dorf, I can zoom in. Like, how far? Yeah, this is as far as I can zoom in. So I can zoom into here, I can zoom out to here, and I can rotate it. But in Panorama, you can actually put the camera anywhere and zoom in any amount. So it's nice for taking screenshots. You can certainly make pretty landscapes out of it. But that's probably its best quality, in my opinion. The gameplay is sort of... Yeah, I mean, there's not any sort of long-term strategy. Like, the strategy of trying to fit each placement in the optimal place, but it doesn't really matter what you do long-term. I think your score is going to be roughly the same regardless, which is absolutely not the case with Dorf. So yeah, it's just a different game, really. I am starting to run out of tiles here. We're down to 9, so we're probably not going to get 15,000 on this playthrough, but that's alright. I think I tend to do better when I play off-stream and I'm not distracted by chat. But I really enjoy hanging out with all you wonderful people on a Friday night. So I'm more than happy to play some mediocre Dorf. I mean, there's still places we can put not quite perfect placements and get a few extra tiles. So it's not over just yet, but it might be over soon. Ophelia says that you check quickly, you might actually only... Yeah, definitely people have bought Humble Bundles and then not got round to looking at all the games. I think I might be guilty of that myself. I can't remember when or how I first got it. I think I just saw it being played somewhere, and it was on sale or something like that. But I discovered it after Dorf, so I'd already decided I liked this sort of thing. T-Baggo says that they're not wonderful and they just count as people. T-Baggo, that is not true. It's definitely not true. T-Baggo is very much appreciated for continually showing up to all my streams. Even if they're games that he's completely uninterested in, he still shows up. I mean, I generally don't need moderation doing on my streams, other than remembering to do the shout out when somebody raids. But it is very much appreciated that you are here, T-Baggo, and you do count as wonderful person. Alice says it might be new here, but you can confirm you're all great. Oh, thank you, Alice. Yes, I just discovered Alice completely by chance. I was browsing the dorf category, looking for anybody who was streaming dorf, as I like to do because I like the game and I like to discover new people who stream it. And she wasn't even streaming it; she just finished, but she had the music in the background, and it was her first ever stream. But I still stayed because I liked the content. She was doing a cute little rat emote and has since made a very cute font as well based on her handwriting. Honestly, if I didn't already have all these emote commissions, I might be considering asking her to do some emotes for me. But yes, I was very fortunate to find Loon at the time I did. She's very talented. Good thing Baby Streamer forgot to change the category. Yes. I mean, I found a lot of good streamers just by browsing categories. There's two ways to find streamers, really. One is through another streamer, through a raid or a shout out, and the other is just by browsing. And I feel like I've definitely found good streamers through raids and shoutouts. All of Ophelia's streamer friends, for example, I found through Ophelia. But finding someone through the browse page will take you to, like, raids and shoutouts and stuff are all sort of within the same community. So you'll get to know somebody and the people they know and the people they know. You stay within the same community more or less. But browsing, you can find somebody completely different from a completely different community that you've never been part of before. And that can be quite exciting because... okay, you don't know at first if you're going to get on along with those people, if you have the same vibe. But it's a completely new set of people and a new experience, and that can be exciting. For example, Alice, I've been to some of Cass's streams since I found yours, which obviously I would not have done otherwise. Because I wouldn't be looking at the categories that they were streaming. So I think it's sort of a mix of both things. If you're trying to find new... if you're trying to find new streams to watch, but also if you're trying to find new sources of potential viewers, I think both those things are important. I'm about to run out of tiles here. I need to be careful. I might have to start putting non-perfect placements just to keep the game going. It's always unfortunate when you have to start doing that. Dibrago says been using tags to try and find new people. Yeah, excuse me. I really should be making better use of tags. I think I've just got like LGBT English chill as my tags, which is a bit vague. What I could do is update my tags every stream based on what game I'm playing, but I haven't bothered with that. So yeah, I'm probably not getting the most out of tags. Like, I don't think anyone browses the English category or the chill category or the LGBT category to try and find streamers. So those categories probably aren't doing anything for me. Okay, I'm going to have to do this so that I don't immediately lose. Then we'll just try and do our best with what we've got left. Debanger says mostly the UK tag to find people in your time zone. Yeah, that's true. That is true. What I tend to think is, well, I'm more interested in what time they stream rather than what time zone they're in. There are people I watch who are American but stream early afternoon their time, and there are people I watch who are Asian or Australian but stream late night their time, so mid-morning my time. And there are people I watch, there are people in the UK who I don't watch because they don't stream at a time around. So yeah, I tend to go more by when they stream rather than where they are physically located. Because not everybody lives their life on the same hours as I do. I tend to go quite late. Like I tend to stay up quite late and I tend to stream quite late. Just because there's a lot of American streamers I like, and it's also the biggest English-speaking audience for streams, so it makes sense to try and take advantage of it. Yeah, I'm going to have to do that, I think. So I'm not going to be able to get perfect placements from these two tiles now. So when I put a tile here, it will only get me this one. But yeah, the alternative is lose immediately because I have no tiles left. So we have to do something at this point. And yeah, I'm not going to get to 15,000, but maybe I can get to 10,000. If we get to 10,000 in this run, that's probably more than I deserve. Ren is being taken advantage of. You're not being taken advantage of, Ren. You are a highly valued viewer, but that sort of demonstrates my point. You're watching now, so it doesn't matter where in the world you are. All that matters is that between 9 and 10 PM UK time, you are on Twitch and interested in watching streamers. You know, you could be anywhere in the world and be active at those times. I don't know what your job is or what hours you work or anything like that. So, you know. All that matters is that you are here, and that is appreciated. Dear. Yeah, I haven't done very well this game. This dorf should be a lot less spiky at this stage of the game. Yeah, so it's 4:41 in the afternoon. Yeah, so mid-afternoon for Americans. But you know, some people would still be at work at that time. Some people would have finished work hours ago, but might be, you know, doing something else on a Friday afternoon. So you don't know what people get up to in their lives. Okay, we are clinging on by a thread here to the last few tiles. But yes, if Pomegranate is still watching, you can see how you can sort of try to prolong the game as long as possible by placing tiles that don't match sometimes, just in preference to failing the level completely. Yeah, like I think I'll go there and at least get one rather than lose completely. But over time, your dorf has fewer and fewer places where you can actually get perfect placements, and then inevitably, it's only a matter of time before you have nowhere left to get a perfect from, and then you will lose. Such is the way of things. Like, yeah, if I go here now, that doesn't count as a perfect placement. But I can go here and get 3. Yeah. So that keeps us going for a little longer. Yeah, I mean, Obviously, in classic mode, the idea is never to get to the point where you've only got 3 tiles left. But this is how to sort of save a run if you do get to this point. If you're careful with classic mode, you probably never need to drop below about 10 tiles in the whole run, but that does require somewhat getting lucky with quests. I haven't had a single tile that's just like got one field on it, and I feel like I ought to have had one by now. It's like as if the game is deliberately sending me tiles that don't match with anything. Which is very frustrating. So I'm gonna have to do mismatched placements just to continue. Keep going here. Like this. Who wants this tile? That tile can go there. So this tile is completely useless. Put it here and hope I can surround that, I guess. Yeah, we're pretty much at the end of this now. I don't see a good place. I see bad places. I see lots of bad places to put the tiles. Ren says it would be nice if there was a more prominent visual cue for which tiles aren't perfect. It's easy to miss mismatched edges in the interior. Yes, so when you're placing a tile, the game will highlight the matching edges, so you can see the red edges don't match and the white edges do. What's much less obvious is if I'm just looking at this map and I want to say, okay, where can I continue to get perfect placements and where can I not continue to get perfect placements? And you have to look very closely to see that, for example, this edge isn't perfect, and this edge isn't perfect, and this edge isn't perfect. And yeah, it can be very easy to miss. For example, say I put this here, and then I tried to put a tile here and here. This wouldn't be perfect because this edge is mismatched. But yeah, it's zooming out and looking at the game as a whole. It's not very obvious. It was actually suggested, I think, to the development team, have an option to highlight non-matching edges. I think they decided it would make the game too easy or ruin the graphics or something. They had an argument for why they didn't want to do it, which is fair enough. They're the developers. It's their game. But yeah, they decided against it in the end. Matcha says, what's wrong with putting a forest next to a village? In real life, nothing, and in fact I encourage it. In game, it don't match. Not match is no good. It must match. Everything must be perfect. This game was made with perfection in mind. We can never achieve perfection. We can only strive to get as close to it as possible. Unless you're Luke and you've done a 100% perfect run, which has happened. People have done that. Yeah, see, this doesn't get me any perfect placements now, even though 3 of the edges are matching, because none of these tiles are perfectly placed. So there's really no point in putting it there because it it doesn't help. Put it here instead. Yeah, that gets 2. This is 1. So yeah, you just sort of as long as you can get perfects for the tiles you're placing, you can keep the game going. But there is always a limit to how long you can do that. The way to get an endless run in classic mode, which is definitely possible, is to get tiles faster than you use them up. So try to get everything perfect so that every tile you placed is replaced. Because when you get a perfect placement, that gives you a tile back. I'm assuming you figured that out. So try to get your tiles back by getting them perfect, but then also complete quests. Completing the quests gives you 5 extra tiles each time, and that sort of builds up your supply of tiles. The monthly challenge is obviously difficult because you don't have quests, so you can't get those tiles. Oh, bye ProStoic. Sorry, I apologise, I missed your message. ProStoic says, heading off for now. Thanks for the endorphins. I'm glad I could supply you with endorphins, or more accurately, I could supply you with content that caused your brain to supply you with endorphins that it had all along. It just didn't feel like giving to you until you watched my stream for some weird reason. Brains do be like that. Thank you very much for being here, as always, ProStoic. And yeah, people should definitely check out ProStoic's content. Very different vibe to mine, but he is amazing, and more people should go there. I know Nespa, one of my viewers, discovered ProStoic recently, and I think it's become one of her favourite streams. Let me just throw out a quick shout out to ProStoic. The world's first and possibly only Stoic VTuber. And yes, take care. I agree with Ophelia, ProStoic. Take it easy, enjoy your weekend. And Elfie, redeeming drink water, and LT Bagger redeeming stretch. I guess we're about 2 hours into the stream. It's usually 2 hours into the stream that those 2 redemptions come down, which is good, because that's about the right point to do them. Let us... I never know if I should go into full screen camera mode for these, or if I should leave the game up. Like, people are spending channel points to watch me do something, therefore should I make it easy for them to watch me do it? I never know the right answer to that. There's the drink water. Oh wow, that's a nice emote matcher. Quarry C. Quarry 1 hydrate. But yeah, I won't be drinking that many glasses of water. Oh. Ow. You're heading to bed. Migrants. No problem. Sorry. Bad timing. I was stretching. Yes, you're heading to bed now. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the stream. I'm glad you enjoyed Ophelia's stream. We both streamed Dorf on Friday, which is slightly awkward because there's not much Dorf content the rest of the week. But I hope you join us again sometime. I also stream Saturdays and Sundays, starting around the same time. Saturday is always a Scrabble stream, and Sunday tends to be whatever puzzle game I feel like playing that day. So there is more content available if you would like, but it will be non-Dorf content. Tibago says your water emotes are different. Yeah, that's not quite the same. Spraying the cat girls is not quite the same as drinking the water, Tibago. Tibago has different taste in streamers than me, and that is, of course, absolutely fine. Each to their own. Bye, Pomp. Thank you for joining us. It is still technically hydration, I suppose. Yes, this is true. It's not something that's available to redeem on this channel, though. And I don't plan to make it something you can redeem. I've got 2 places where I need field, house, forest. And here I need forest field house, and here I need field house forest. And the game is offering me forest house field, which is not either of those combinations, which is very unfortunate because if it was just round the other way, I'd be able to use it. As it is, it doesn't fit anywhere. I might have to put it here just so that I get something to keep the game going. External hydration. Yes, well, yeah. Hydrating your skin is definitely still a form of hydration. Okay, yeah, I can't do anything with this one. Do that, but it doesn't get me a tile. Okay, if I plan this carefully, I can put this here and this here, and that gets me that one. Yeah, see, sometimes you have to backtrack and think, how can I use these tiles in combination to do it? Now what? I was hoping we could get to 10,000, but we might come up a little short of that. The way things are going. Again, I'm thinking, can I use it in conjunction with this tile? And I can at least get one perfect placement with that. I have to keep going, getting one at a time until we run out of places to go. See, this unfortunately wouldn't work because this tile isn't fully surrounded yet, so that would actually end the game. Fortunately, it's not game over when you see this screen. You can still undo and try somewhere else. Then be given the exact same tile twice in a row. I guess, yeah, this looks like a place to get perfects, but none of these tiles are actually matching. That doesn't work. This would get me 2. That would get me 1. I might go there and try and get a better match there. Yeah, we're at 9,400, so we're close. That would get 3. Okay, we might actually make it to 10,000, but we're not going to make it to. We're not going to get a new high score or make it to 15,000. I want a better placement there if I can. Let's just fill in that gap maybe. Okay, we made it to 10,000. We can say that we're not completely terrible at Dorf. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. This will go to... okay. That doesn't get me anything. Nope, that's still no good. Okay, I think this might actually be the end now. I don't think I have any more matching places that will give me a perfect. Oh, that one still matches. Okay, we can go there. That one. Okay, that might actually be it now. No, that one. Okay, that doesn't. It has to be surrounded by at least 3 to do a perfect. So that one doesn't work anymore. That one's not. That one's not. That one I don't have a field to match. That I don't have a field to match. That one isn't perfect. That one isn't perfect. No, okay. So I can't match any of them. So I just want to match the most edges I can, which is there. So 10,630. Ophelia says it's a good score, especially while streaming. Well, thank you, Ophelia. This game does show you some stats on your placement. So only 82% of my placements were perfect. Placed 179 tiles. Brings us up to almost exactly 2 hours into the stream. Yeah, 179 tiles in 2 hours, Ophelia. I mean, that is quite a pace, I'm sure you'll agree. No, we took our time and we went off on tangents and we chatted. Hello, Feeding Felicia. Welcome to Friday Night Dorf and Chill, and this is a game called Dorf Romantic. It's available on Steam if it is of interest to you. The object of the game is to construct a nice little landscape using hexagonal tiles. I guess it's a puzzle game more than anything else. You start off with a stack of tiles and a landscape which is empty apart from this one blank tile. And you place the tiles. And the object of the game is to score as many points as possible. You get points by matching the edges of the tiles. Matching the edges of the tiles exactly, so matching trees to trees, fields to fields, houses to houses, like this. Gets you more points. And then there's leaderboards and so on for who has the best score. The game ends when you run out of tiles. I have 73 tiles at the moment. If you manage to completely surround a tile with matching tiles, then that is called a perfect placement and you get an extra tile. So you keep the game going as long as possible by matching as many tiles as possible. Like that. So that tile, this tile here, completely surrounded by matching tiles. And it makes that nice little sound effect as well. Perfect placement. We're actually playing a monthly challenge at the moment. So every month this game has a different challenge mode. This challenge mode is actually missing many of the features in the base game. So there are quests and there are rivers and there are railways and stuff like that, as well as the things you see here. Since Feeding Felicia is interested in this game, I'm actually going to switch over and start a classic mode run, just to show some of the other features of the game. As I say, the monthly challenge is a different set of rules every month with some sort of restrictions on what you can do. So you'll see there are also rivers with boats in them, and there are also little railways with trains on them. And these little pop-ups with numbers on are quests. So this quest is saying it needs 2 more water tiles to complete. This says it needs 3 more fields to complete. Not 3 more field tiles, 3 more fields. So this tile has 3 fields on it, so that completes the quest. Completing quests gets you extra bonus tiles, so these games can go a lot longer than the monthly challenge games. And yeah, one of the nice things about having the boats and trains is they are animated and they will drive around the landscape. There are also unlockable tiles that have little animations on, like this one has a little wild boar on it. So it's a very cozy game. It is just a puzzle game. It's fairly simplistic once you get the hang of it, but there is deep strategy to it. It has cute artwork. It has nice, calming background music, and it's one of my favourite games. And I stream it a lot. And yes, it's very satisfying when you manage to arrange all your tiles perfectly. Which I'm definitely not doing here, but this was just an example of what the game looks like with all the features. Yeah, the trains will drive around as well. Just to show it off to somebody who's interested. Now that we're in classic mode, I'll play this for a bit as a change. My favourite tiles, and in fact the sort of logo for the game itself is this lovely little windmill. I realised you wouldn't actually build two windmills right next to each other like this in real life. Hostile mill competition, says Ben. I love that. Actually quite a relief to be back in classic mode and not be imminently running out of tiles like you do in the monthly challenge. I can spread out a bit. Hello Verdsky! Thank you so much for resubscribing for your 4th month. You're one of my very first supporters. You've been here since the beginning. That alert didn't play a sound, did it? There we go. Verdsky, your subscription is so important to me that I played it twice. Thank you again. And yes, we were playing the Dorf monthly challenge, which I failed to get a new high score on, but we did all right. And I just switched over to classic mode, partly because there was somebody in chat who was curious about the game, having seen it for the first time. And partly just as a contrast. But hello, always good to have you here. Hope you enjoy the Friday night Dorf and Chill. I'm going to shout out Verdsky because I was actually I was talking about you earlier. I do apologise. as an example of a streamer that I would love to watch more of, if only I could be around at the right time. And although I tend to show up to as many streams as I can, it tends to consist of 5 minutes in I say, hi, sorry, can't stay. But Verdsky is an amazing streamer. If you're interested in crossword puzzles, then she does a crossword at the start of every stream. And I know I have quite a few word game enthusiasts in my streams from my Scrabble content, so it's very much along the same lines as that, except that her content is much more epic than mine. Pretty sure she's the only crossword streamer that has her own drum and bass theme song when you solve the crossword. But she doesn't just do crosswords. How the streams tend to be structured is you start with the crossword, then you have a little bit of chatting and maybe looking up some of the words that were solutions to the crossword puzzle, and then moving on to video games. And Vertsky plays quite a variety of stuff. Actually, I've often been surprised by the things that she's played. So yeah, Matcha Catcher, by the way, I do appreciate your diligence in following pretty much everybody that I shout out or raid to, because I keep seeing you pop up in other people's streams that I watch, and I'm not expecting it, and suddenly like, oh, Matcha Catcher is here, which is great. You know, it's great that I've introduced people to new content, but. Yes, you're never too far from Matcha and his emote spam. Vertsky says the Espresso Tycoon game yesterday was cursed. I actually haven't seen that one yet, but now that you've said that, I am definitely going to watch that VOD back. It sounds amazing. That's no problem, Vertsky. I have only kind things to say about you. You've been extremely accommodating of me in your streams. And on your Discord, and you've subscribed to me every month, even though it's not the most convenient time for you, and you're often just lurking, and I really appreciate that. And of course, my offer of a game of Scrabble one day remains open if you are ever around at the right time. And I know Saturdays are not the right day for you, but that's. I don't want to rearrange my stream too much, so Saturday is Scrabble night. And you know, it is absolutely not required or expected that anybody shows up to any particular stream. So yes, we've done our difficult dorf gameplay for the day. I think I'm just going to take it easy for the rest of the stream and play classic mode. And let people who are newer to the game see. I mean, this is still good content to watch for somebody who's new to the game, because it gives you an idea of how to start off a classic mode playthrough. In a way that you can keep it going a reasonably long time. We will have our Saturdays couple day. One day, Vertsky, one day. Also, finally the game has decided to play music that I can actually hear. Some of the background tracks in this game are very quiet, which is great. I don't mind that at all, but I do sometimes wonder if my viewers can even hear them. Yes, you can hear it now. That's good. This is probably my single favourite piece of music in the game. I usually find myself whistling along to it. Vertsky Scares, have you been playing any more Palia at all? I haven't actually, Vertsky. I did get into it a little bit when it first came out, and when a lot of other streamers were playing it. In fact, when Shania was playing it, who is a Twitch partner that I follow, much bigger streamer, I actually got into a server with her and played with her for a bit. So that was quite nice. I've never really played games with big streamers before. But yeah, it's not really my it's not my sort of stream content. I think I tend to focus on puzzle games, and it's not really my sort of game. I think for what it is, it was very well done. It was very well executed. Since I played it, which was I literally played it like a couple of days after it was released, and for that sort of next couple of weeks, it seems like they've sort of gone down the route of trying to monetize it since then. But it's a nice cozy game. I think most, if not all, of the streamers who are playing it have now moved on to Pal World. I'm not interested in playing Pal World, I don't think, certainly not on stream. This may or may not have something to do with the fact that my mod has threatened to unfollow if I play it. But yeah, that's not my sort of game at all, I don't think. They've certainly added more cosmetics, but you just got back to it, and all the actual game content and housing items, etc., are still free. That's good to know, Versky. Yes, if I ever go back to it, that is definitely good to know. But yeah, I mean, I realise Power World is not exactly the same sort of game, but I think it's sort of captured that type of streamer away from it. I'm leaving a hole in the landscape here, but I think in classic mode you can get away with a few holes. Not a huge problem. It says I added a few more of the temples and stuff for plot progression, which is nice. Yes, that's definitely good that that's still being updated. You don't think you'll play Power World either? You keep looking at it like, do I? And the answer is no. Yeah, that's fair enough. You know, people shouldn't feel they have to play every new thing that comes out. There are plenty of nice games out there. You don't have to play new games, you don't have to play games just because they're new. Dorf has been out for ages and is pretty much abandoned by the devs at this point, but I still play it. T-Bagger says you will unfollow, unsub, disown, blacklist and tactical nuke for playing Power World. Okay, I don't know, T-Bagger, if you follow Verdsky. I mean, obviously you should. I don't know if you do. But if so, that's a relief to hear that you won't be unfollowing Verdsky. Nobody should ever unfollow Verdsky under any circumstances. If I find out that you've been unfollowing Verdsky, there will be trouble. This tile is annoying. I do not want it anywhere. Thank you, Vertsky. I suppose, actually, assuming that Feeding Felicia is still here, who is the one who is interested in Dorf. If you're still here, I'll just quickly show you my my big classic mode map. This is my highest scoring classic mode. Just to give you an idea of the potential of this game. This is by no means a high score either. People have scored much more than this. The biggest ever score, I think, is about 10 times the size of this map. But yeah, you can get very big dwarfs in this game. As dwarfs go, this is a big dwarf. Yeah, it hasn't finished loading yet. It has finished loading now. I'll hide the UI a minute just to, yeah. Some of the art you can make some very nice screenshots from this game if you get the angles right. And yeah, the way I've designed my giant dwarf is to place the same type of tile in the same area, as you can see. So we have areas that are entirely fields and areas that are entirely houses and so on. Which is nice. I like this. This is pleasing to look at. This is not pleasing to look at. It is impossible to place rails in Dorf without it turning into a disaster. This I consider a success just because I managed to get most of these edges matching, but it's still a disaster. Like, imagine trying to catch a train in this game. Imagine you live here and you want to get the train to, I don't know, here. Like, look at this poor guy. The driver's got no clue where he's going. He's going round in circles aimlessly. This isn't the UK rail system, Tibago. The trains are all running. But yeah, and the placement of the stations is completely random as well. There's a station here and then another one right there. And then, you know, there's huge areas with no stations at all. Like, if you live here, you're not going to get the train anywhere. Also this. I love the fact you can do this is one of my favourite parts of the game. Just, no, not going anywhere. It starts. So you can see this is all sort of laid out like a giant pizza, I guess. There's like a wedge of forest and houses, a wedge of just fields, a wedge of houses and fields, wedge of rails, which is quite big because there's lots of rails, and then water. And then right here, where all the wedges converge with each other, this tile here. This tile was the first tile I placed in the game. And I quite like the fact that I designed the map this way because it allows me to find the tile that I placed, the first tile in the game. This is the blank tile that the game starts with. If I hadn't, if I hadn't planned it this way, I'd never be able to find that tile again. And almost all of these water tiles are actually connected. There is these flags. These flags give you bonus points and extra tiles for closing off the area, so completely surrounding the water with other tiles. This one is right near the start of the game and I still don't have it because my water is not closed off. It's all one big river system. But I kind of like that. Yeah, right, we're discussing what pizza toppings this is. Yeah, so this is obviously cheese. This is spinach. This is pepperoni. And then, yeah, this is the blurred cheese dressing. I don't think it's usually quite this colour. I don't think you use quite this much of it. But we'll go with that. Also, if your pizza base is green, don't eat this pizza. The base has gone very green. I don't think you should eat it. Also, I'm not sure what this dressing is. It looks like chocolate sauce, which is not something you want on your pizza. Yeah, this is one mouldy pizza. But yeah, I mean, I just loaded this up so anyone who's not seen the game before just gets an idea of how far you can go with it. I mean, I have 1,028 tiles, so I'm probably not going to lose this anytime soon. It's more just you kind of lose motivation to play it that much once the map gets this big. Like, it would take so long for me to get, 800,000, 900,000, 1 million points. And if you think this is a good score, by the way, this is barely even top 500 on the leaderboard. There are people who have played this game a lot. So my playtime on just this map, not all my other maps, just this one, is 59 hours. And there are 500 people who've played it for longer than me. So, yeah. I think the high score is... Yeah, T-Bago said it earlier, 7.3 million. And the other consideration, I guess, is the game does get a bit laggy when you get this big. Not too bad for me. I think Ophelia, your PC is not that powerful, and your game struggles once you get over about 100,000. But yeah, if I put a tile onto this giant forest so that it lights up and try and spin this tile, this is really lagging. You might not be able to tell on stream, but this is lagging a lot. So you have to avoid having big quest areas when it gets this big. And yeah, also I try and keep nice neat edges to my dorf. As you can see, I've been fairly neat with these edges, except of course the railways. Neat railway and river edges are just impossible, and I make no attempt to do those. Now that we're in here, let's place a few tiles. It's so long since I actually played this big one, so let's actually place some tiles. Of course, the way it's laid out, I have an area to put each tile in. I know if it's just houses on the tile, I can go to the just houses area, and I'm going to be able to find somewhere to put that tile consistently. Like here, for example. If it's a tile with everything on it, I can come over here. Find somewhere for it. T-Bago says, somewhat tempted to buy Dorf just to see how much your PC can score before it lags. I mean, I'm guessing, I don't know T-Bago, but I'm guessing you have a fairly powerful PC. You strike me as a gamer who would have a powerful PC, so probably at least 1 million. i7 with a 3080, yeah. So that's around the same spec that I have. My graphics card isn't quite that good, and bear in mind I'm streaming as well. Of course, it's not quite as bad if you're not streaming at the same time. I think you could certainly you could certainly do enough that you would get bored of it. I think, T-Bago. But yes, it's just good if you're a streamer and you don't know what to stream and you just feel like chilling and talking to chat for a bit, and you don't want a game that's time dependent or a multiplayer game where other people are waiting for you. That's my problem when I have my Scrabble streams. There's a limit to the size of the tangents I can go off on because somebody else is playing with me, and also I'm on a timer. So it's nice to just forget all of that. Verdsky says, I must lurk now to start making dinner. Glad you got to hang a bit first. No problem, Verdsky. I realise you are a very busy person with many things to do. Not least of which is make dinner. But thank you for being here, and thank you for the lurking. I missed a few chat messages there. I apologise. Versky suggests it's a dessert pizza with a pistachio crust. Ophelia suggests it's a raw pizza made of kale, or the spinach in the dough. Interesting. Maybe I'll start a discussion on the Discord. What is Dorf pizza made of? Verdsky says, let us hide forever, please. I mean, Verdsky, if you want to hide in my stream forever and just chill, that is absolutely fine by me, and I'd be happy to join you. I can't promise that the other people in our lives won't get wind of this eventually and demand that we come out. I make no promises in that regard. But you are welcome to try, Vedsky, and you have my full support in that endeavour. Although, I guess someone's got to make dinner, otherwise you'll go hungry, so... You see, even the idea with a map this big is that eventually there is somewhere for it. No matter what tile you get, however weird it is, there's somewhere to put it, and you can find that one place. But even on a map this big, sometimes you get a rail piece where you just think, where am I going to put this? I think I'll put it there. Alice says matcha pizza could actually be decent. Yes, that's a good point, Alice. Matcha catcher, go and make us a pizza. Also, I always misspell Matcha's name if I don't have like an autocomplete. I don't misspell it in Twitch chat because I can like autocomplete it, but I always spell it Matcha like that. So Matcha and then Catcher. But his name doesn't have the first T in it, so I really shouldn't do that. And I don't know if it's a reference to matcha tea or anything else for that matter. Is it misspelling? Ah, okay. It's an easy misspelling to make then, clearly, because I do it as well. It's a nice name though. I like it. I do like people who have like sort of nice sounding usernames that flow off the tongue easily, and Matcha Catcher is definitely one of those. Gertchie is not one of those. I definitely do not have that type of username, but I'm sort of stuck with it now, I think. Good, we completed a quest and got 5 more tiles, just to make sure we didn't run out. Okay, this is a house forest tile, so it needs to go in house forest area. You'd think somewhere in here there would be a spot for it that doesn't involve blocking off any other tiles, but actually I don't think there is, so that's a shame. So plan B is go over here to the random tile area and try and find a spot for it there. There we go. Yes, once your map is this big, you can have an area dedicated to tiles that don't fit anywhere else, which is what this area is. The problem when you've got a smaller map is you want your tile dumping area to be so big that it ends up being half the map, and then you don't have enough quests completed, because you can't complete quests with these tiles because you're not making big areas out of them. So it's one of those things where the longer you play the game, the easier it gets, I think, is the key to it. If you survive this long, you're going to survive the rest of the game, however long you want to play it. Well, this piece really does not fit anywhere. Nope, doesn't fit there either. Yeah, I'm not going to accidentally place 1,000 tiles in the wrong place. That would take some doing. Maybe I could have that as if somebody donates some huge amount, I would ruin my big dorf. But I think even then I wouldn't want to. So I don't think I will. Okay, I'm just going to have to put it there, I think. I don't like starting a new row. Like, this tile is all on its own in this new row before I finish the previous row, but I think I'm going to have to this time. It's okay. Tibago recalls a mutual friend. Yes, so a very dedicated Dorf player whose high score is over 2 million points. accidentally left the game running in the background, and if you run this game in the background, then whatever mouse clicks you do in the window that's in front of it will still pass through to the game. And I think I'd realise quite quickly because I'd have my sound on, but if you don't have your sound on, you might accidentally place several hundred tiles in random places without realising it. And to their credit, they did have enough tiles saved up that they didn't lose. But yeah, they had to. It took them quite a while to recover from that because nothing was perfectly matching anymore. So one of the disadvantages of having a map this big, from a streaming perspective, is half the stream is just me panning around the map, trying to find the right area to put things in. Which probably not good for staring at the stream too much. You might feel motion sickness or something. I don't know. It's not too bad for me because I'm the one controlling it. Ophelia says, hadn't heard that story before, but that sounds rough. Imagine realising it happened. Yes, so me and T-Bago both used to watch a streamer who mostly played Final Fantasy, but did play Dorf occasionally. It was, I think she's quit Twitch permanently now. I think she'd already done that before, certainly before I found your stream of video, possibly even before you started streaming, I don't remember. But yes, she used to stream Dorf, and her main classic Dorf is like 3 times the size of this one. It's absolutely enormous, and she used a different strategy for it as well. Hers isn't a wedge of pizza slices, it's like a spiral. So there's only one area of fields, but it starts in the middle, sort of spirals out. It's quite fancy. But yeah, I can imagine she was devastated when that happened. Yeah, that was how I met T-Bago. If it seems a bit random that I know T-Bago because we don't really play any of the same games, that is Lady M's stream is how we met. Yes, she doesn't stream anymore, unfortunately, but that's okay. That was her decision, and I respect it. And of course, I have found many, many lovely new streamers since then, so that's okay. Yes, 2.69 million. Yeah, I think she might have given up on Dorf when she stopped streaming. I think she only really played it for streams at that point. But she'd obviously played it off stream as well in order to get to that score in the first place. Okay, just a casual 1,437 tiles needed to complete this water quest. So the longer the game goes on, the bigger the quests get, and it's also based off of how big your biggest open area of that type is. Because I never closed off my water, it's all one big river. Yeah, this is the start of the map, and there's a flag here, so you can see I never closed it off. This is all connected. So the quests get quite big. And if I place this down, yeah. Oh no, hang on a minute. Yeah, this bit is actually not connected. This is, oh yeah, 62. So my big water area is about 1,370 tiles in size. And I can still, like, this doesn't actually lag very much. It lags a bit. It has to bring up those flags, but I think it's worse. The forest tiles are the worst lag on the quest, I think, because it highlights the whole forest when you place a tile next to it, whereas the water doesn't actually get highlighted. It only highlights the quests. Ophelia says, "What would your strategy be called then? Chaos." You feel like all your maps are a huge mess compared to a lot of Dorf players. Well, yeah, well. When I decided I wanted to try and get an endless classic mode run, I did several playthroughs where I didn't have any particular strategy. I just made a mess, I guess. Not a mess, but I wasn't planning any grand design. I was just placing things where it seemed right. But I never managed to go forever. I would always lose. So eventually I thought, okay. Let's plan it. Let's put all the field tiles here, all the forests here, all the houses here. And that worked because it turned into this map. So yeah, that's the only reason. It's certainly possible to have an endless run without using this arrangement. Ophelia, I mean, yes, I think at this point, Ophelia, we can say that your run has the potential to be endless. You're well over 100,000 points. You still have a decent stack of tiles. And yeah, I mean, it's not a mess because most of the edges are perfectly matched, which is the important thing. It's just, yeah, you don't have to have a big design to it. Your strategy is not having a strategy, very on brand. I am chaos. I mean, if you're only placing 5 tiles per stream, you've got to make the most of each one, and the best way to do that is obviously to have it be as chaotic as possible. Actually, do you have a good chaotic emote, Ophelia? I mean, you've got this one. That's not really chaos though. It's like the "this is fine" meme. Yeah, the riot one is probably best. This is the population of Dorf romantic when Ophelia starts placing tiles. What do you mean we have to walk 6 miles to the train station? Actually, that's every Dorf map. That's not suspicious. You need something more fitting. I mean, you have plenty of emotes now, especially now that the slots have been expanded. So I wouldn't worry about that. Actually, what type of tile is this? Oh, that's a blank under there. So you can't put it there. One of probably the single biggest tip for rivers and rails on big maps, if you want to keep them going, is try and avoid having open ends of rivers that are forced to be a particular terrain type. Like this, for example, this is quite bad. Sort of a mistake. I can only place a river tile here if I also match it to 2 houses and an empty land. The odds of that tile are quite small. So you want to try and have things like this, where the open ends of your rivers are at most 1 tile adjacent to them, preferably none, because then you have much more flexibility on what to place. And if you start getting crowded out with other tiles, what you have to do is sort of, like for example here, I might think, oh, this is a field, but I don't want to constrain this edge with a forest for these rivers. What I would do is wait until I had something that was field on this side and blank on this side, place that there, and then here I could just place a pond, because the pond edges will match with the blank edge. So in this case, even though there are places like this that I could place this, I'm actually just going to stick it like out on a limb somewhere, because that's safer. And I think that served me well in creating this area. You can see the few places I accidentally broke that rule, I've still not managed to fill it in, like this for example. I've never found this tile, and I probably never will. Hello, it's Funny Bee. Welcome to Friday Night Dorf and Chill. I hope your week has been good to you, and if it hasn't, then I hope this stream can go some way towards compensating for that and preparing you for the weekend. Hello also to Zando Toaster. Welcome in. Thank you for redeeming your daily flower. You got a harebell. That's my favourite flower, Zando. Congratulations. Harebells are amazing. They're so cute. It's one of the few flowers that I can show you immediately what it looks like, because I have an emote for it. It's that one. One of my favourite flowers, definitely. Zando says, Dorf is cosy, hope you are well. Dorf is cosy. It is a very true statement, and I'm doing alright. I had a stressful week at work, I'm a bit tired, but it's Friday. We are streaming. Streaming is the one thing I look forward to in life at the moment, and I know that sounds depressing, but I'm generally much more happier mentally in the summer, when the days are much brighter and I can be out doing botany in the evenings. In the winter, I'm very glad I made the decision to start streaming, because in the winter it means I have something to look forward to, which I was definitely lacking in my life before. Yes, Zando is my favourite flower. And Zando, by the way, is also a somebody who has streamed Dorf, not a regular Dorf streamer, but I think you also enjoyed this game. Let me actually go ahead and throw a shout out in Zando Toaster's direction. Been doing a lot of speed runs recently, including what was it, Banjo Kazooie, and then another one, the name of which I apologise escaped me. But yes, some good old classic 90s, early 2000s era games, which I'm sure bring nostalgic memories for some people, and which seems to make pretty good speedruns. Yes, Jersey Devil and Clink Kingsley's Adventure are the two, yes. So yeah, I invite you to check out Zando Toaster's streams. Tends to be not really the sort of time that I'm around, although he does vary his stream times quite a bit, so sometimes I'm able to catch them. So chances are, if you're watching this, you'll be able to catch one at some point. Right, Tibago, sorry, I did see you redeem Read from Botany Book. This seems like a good time to do that, so let's switch out of the Dorf. Lays White Beam, Sorbus Leona. Okay. So white beams are actually very interesting, because there are many different species of them that are all quite similar. Some of them, it wasn't until as recently as 10 years ago that scientists actually identified that they were separate species. Lay's white beam is a Welsh white beam, and it's very rare. It basically grows in one place in Wales. Some of my regulars here might recall my discussion about Cheddar Gorge on this stream. Cheddar Gorge is home to many rare species of white beam, some of which there's only a few trees of because they're restricted to one little area of the gorge. So this is kind of the same thing. It's growing on limestone cliffs, such as the ones in Cheddar Gorge, but this one is in Wales rather than... Cheddar Gorge and Avon Gorge are the country's two biggest sources of rare white beams, but this one, I suspect Tibago selected it because it's Welsh, much like himself. I'm just trying to find a good picture. There's not a lot of good pictures of it, which is somewhat to be expected when there's only 17 trees in existence. But I've just found... okay, there's one... Okay, there's only 17 in the wild. This one's from a botanic garden. I usually put up a picture so that people can see what I'm on about when I'm doing all this. So there it is. Tibago is saying the place where the white beams are to be found. And now I'm going to go and get my botany book, and hopefully it's in there. Some of the more rare species aren't, but I think this one is. And then I'll read you a little about it. One of these days I'm going to break my desk with these books. Okay. Sorbus Leon. By the way, I don't usually bother changing the stream category for these redemptions because they're usually quite short. But obviously we're not playing Dorf, we're doing botany now. We will go back to Dorf afterwards. Yes. You see, this whole page is basically all the rare white beam species. That's how many of them there are. And this one is in here. It's in the other volume. Sorbus leona, Lay's white beam. A shrub or small tree of scrub or open woodland on Carboniferous limestone in two sites between 340 and 360 metres. A triploid apomicte derived from these two other white beams. I've only given the Latin names of them here. And triploid apomicte is a fancy way of saying white beams are a family of species that all hybridize and speciate very readily. So new species are being formed all the time, basically. I'm seeing if I can find one. Yeah, but basically it's derived from two other rare white beams nearby. Approximately 20 trees are known from two native sites in the 1990s. Saplings are vigorous when grown in cultivation from wild seed. and some planting took place at one of the sites to bolster the native population. Unfortunately, numbers continue to decline, and only 9 native trees remain as of 2018. So yes, a very rare tree. The distribution map is just one dot in the hills of South Wales. And Tobacco says it was either this or Black Mountain Hawkweed, but that looks a lot like your last book with him, the dandelion. Yes, so Tobacco is working his way through the apomictic microspecies here, which is to say, in slightly less technical terms, he's working his way through the groups of plants where there are hundreds and hundreds of very similar species, some of which are very rare, and all of which look almost identical except to a trained botanist. There's lots of very similar white beams because all the species are very closely related and they all interbreed and make new species. Dandelions are another group where that happens, and hawkweeds are another group where that happens. In fact, those are the three main groups where that sort of thing happens in British wildflowers. Which means they are some of the most difficult to identify. The white beams are so rare that it's not usually a problem, but dandelions all over the place. Most botanists just don't bother identifying a dandelion to microspecies level. They just call it Taraxacum aggregate. Same with hawkweeds. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that little diversion. Let me just put the books back. Just debating whether to stay on Dorf for the whole stream or whether we should hop over to Monsters Expedition at some point, as we have done on other recent streams. We've sort of done Dorf and then switched over to Monsters Expedition. I think that's actually worked out quite well. There are definitely some puzzles I'd still like to do in there. So, yeah, we might actually do that. How are we doing for time? Yeah, we're just coming up to 3 hours. So we'll do another hour or so on Monsters Expedition before we end the stream. Let me just mark these redemptions as done while I'm here. There we go. People are DMing me on Discord. Now is not the time. You're going to have to wait. Tobacco says, thank you. You do enjoy these little diversions. Yeah, I don't know how many other people do, but there are definitely other botany enthusiasts who come into my stream, Verdsky being one of them. And I know you have done some botany in the past, so you appreciate them. And yeah, botany is my real passion in life. Like, streaming is a thing I do to keep myself happy in the winter, but I do want to share it with people as much as I can, even if it means shoving it down the throats of people who thought they were watching a Dorf romantic stream. It is something I will continue to do because I'm interested, and that's what matters because it's my stream. Anyway, yes, let's do Monsters Expedition for the last part of the stream. Also a very chill game, a bit more like puzzle solving than this one. Okay, let's just quickly switch games here. Come on, game, you can do it. There we go. Yes, so last time we played this one, we'd left our little monster friend having some popcorn. Okay, somehow I'm changing the game, the stream category, but the inputs are still going to the game as well. So when I typed in R for Monsters Expedition, it reset the island. Okay, there we go. Monsters Expedition. There we go. Let's undo. Yeah, okay. So let's turn the grid off as well. My feeling with this game is I don't think I'm going to be able to get all the snowmen on stream. They are just a little bit too difficult. But what I would like to try and do is get all the exhibits. Now the game does show you, once you've completed a main playthrough of it, the game shows you all exhibits you don't have yet. So you can see these little icons. Show me the ones I'm missing. They also show you, they don't show you where the snowmen are, but they'll show you where you need to go to find them. So it's like, if you want to get the snowman that's in this, presumably hidden in there, although it might be there. Basically there's a snowman you can get by starting with these two islands, because it has a little smiley pointing to those two islands. So my first thought is, let's see how many of the exhibits we can get. Maybe we can get all the exhibits. We'll call that good enough for the stream of this game. There are still a lot of exhibits left to get, of course. Basically anywhere that this icon appears. So let's give that a go and see what we can make of it. I'm actually going to start here because it seems like the whole sort of northward side of this area I just haven't been to at all yet. And I feel like I should be able to get there. Right, can I not just go north from here? I don't know if it's actually north or not. Yeah, I can just do this. Okay. Yeah, so there's a whole area here we haven't explored yet. And an exhibit. So right away we get a new exhibit to read. Let me move my face cam so that I'm not blocking the text. Bath in a can. True baths were warm puddles in which humans marinated, simmering gently for up to an hour, or until they smelt fresh. Bath in a can offered a shortcut whereby the humans spritzed themselves liberally with perfume, using the faux fresh smell to conceal older ones. It does sound a bit disgusting when you put it that way, doesn't it? Anyway, we've solved the puzzle already, so that's good. We now have two options for where to go. Okay, do we want to go up here or do we want to go left? How? How now? Wow, Badow. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'll stick with what I usually do, which is roll things around randomly until something happens. I don't see a way to use this one unless it's vertical, but if it's vertical I don't see what we're doing with it. I suppose we can do that. Yeah, if I can get a horizontal one across here now, I can make that work. So I probably need to do... How do I get this one there though? Without sacrificing the other one, which then leaves me unable to complete the bridge. Because the only way I can stop this one is to put the other one in the middle like that. Oh, hang on. Do I need to do this? Ah, I need to do that. There we go. that was the answer. Okay, and this takes us back to somewhere we've already been, which is fine. We have already solved that one. But there was another way to go, so let's do that. Looks like either up or right. This is... yeah, there's water. There's 2 spaces of water to the left of me here, so I can't actually get down there with that tree. And I'm not sure I can get this tree down there either. Unless I... can I pull some shenanigans with this log? I can pull some shenanigans with this log. Not quite the shenanigans I wanted to pull. No. Let's just forget that one for a minute. What happens if I move this down? Oh, I was thinking I could go this way, but I can't. There's a stump in the way. Okay, that's that idea out the window. Yes, debugger shenanigans. Completing this game requires the use of shenanigans. That did not achieve anything. I was thinking if I could get this log to be lying down in this position, then when I push this tree down it would tumble over that log and make itself into a bridge. But I don't see how I get this to be lying down, because the only thing I can do with it is roll it here. And if I then bring it back around, it's in exactly the place it was before. So that's not the answer. It's not a high prob Scrabble word, no. Mostly because it's 11 letters long. Definitely a fun word to say though. And I can't tumble this tree over this log because there's not space. I can push it in here, but that does nothing. What else can I do? Oh, I can put this... no, I can't actually. I was thinking I could get it here and then maybe make a raft. Not actually sure I can. Like, if you imagine I could now push this log up from underneath, I would be able to make a raft here. Maybe I have to come at this island from the other side. Is there another way up? No, I don't think there is. This tree looks like it's designed to be pushed down to connect the islands that way. So I do have to go this way round. Okay. Let's think some more then. Do I do that? How close are we to a bridge? No, that doesn't connect, so that's no good. Tibako says, your friend was talking about a film her adult daughter watched as a child, and how it was impossible to find now. Within 5 minutes, you'd found and bought it. Going to be a nice surprise in a day or two when it arrives. Yeah, I suppose working in a charity shop, Tibako, sort of gave you experience of how to buy and sell obscure old things. But yeah, anyone who says that something like that is hard to get has just not used the internet enough. It's out there. Sometimes it's only out there for the right price, but it's usually out there. Somebody somewhere will have decided to collect it. Okay, what am I doing here? I don't even know which way I'm going. Is part of the problem. There's only a two tile gap here at the top. There's only a 2 tile gap here. There's only a 2 tile gap here. So it could realistically be any of those options. What if I put this here just to stop this? Yeah, now if I could shove that to the right, to the left rather, not the right, that might be getting somewhere. But I can do this. Okay, yeah, I can do this. I've lost this piece, but I don't actually need it to go this way. Maybe I have to reset this island to go the other way. You're that guy who can find almost anything. Yeah, I mean it's a good person to know, I think, T-Bago. If I ever need something obscure for any reason, I will definitely be I'll ask you if I can't find it myself, for sure. Okay, we have 3 trees here. This gap is only 1 tile wide, so surely we can do something. Is it just that? And then up? No it isn't, because that... oh, is it this, and then this, and then up? Oh wow, okay, so we have to waste 2 logs just to get here. But we got there. This must surely be to the right. And then we've got a new exhibit to look at. So that's good. This one actually seems fairly simple, I think. Yeah, I think we're just using this log to get over here. Oh no, hang on, that doesn't work because yeah, we didn't get all the way. We need this big log to go down one more space without going in the water. This doesn't work, then it doesn't stop it from landing in the water. So maybe that's not what we're doing. Maybe we're making a different shape solution. Actually, yes, we are making a different shape solution. There we go. The 3-length bridge. We haven't used these three-length bridges much in the game, but a few times it's been the right answer. T-Bago says, in case you were curious, the film was The Tangerine Bear, Home in Time for Christmas. It looks awful. I have not had the pleasure of watching The Tangerine Bear, Home in Time for Christmas, T-Bago. And I probably won't. I might pass on that opportunity, if that's okay with you. I mean, it's you can actually watch it on YouTube for £2.49. So I wouldn't describe it as hard to find, but yeah. It's a 7 out of 10 on IMDb. 68% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't think it's my sort of film. Anyway, what is this? Human bicycle. An interesting evolution of the human mobile laundry rack saw the device become a mode of transportation in its own right. Without layers of wet clothing flapping in the generated breeze, humans found they could zoom hither and yon with ease. Wow, I don't think I've ever said the word yon outside of a Scrabble game. Now's the time. Yeah, you found the DVD for £4. Oh, it's up on Dailymotion for free. Yeah, yeah. I mean, £4 for DVD isn't bad. That's probably a better way of doing it. It feels more personal to have actually found it physically for them. We are once again back to where we've been before. So we still haven't uncovered the whole of this area. These are probably snowman islands because they haven't got exhibits on, which means they're going to be hard to get to. But there is an exhibit on this island, so I do want to try and get here. It looks to me like we come from the other side because it looks like this tree is how you get back to where we are. So I'm going to go this way. And yeah, it looks like we just need to go to the right with this log. I mean, how hard can that be? Possibly quite hard. Yes, I've already messed it up. I need to do this first. Plot is suspiciously close to Super Ted. Okay. I figured that out. I have watched Super Ted. That was a long time ago. Long time ago. We have uncovered this island. Okay, then we need to go up, and then there's one more exhibit to check. So push this one down, and then what? Oh, and then push this one here. And then that one goes flying into the distance, but we don't care because we solved the puzzle. Ooh. A shark. Message in a bottle in a shark. This shark contains a clear bottle, which in turn contains a rolled up sheet of paper. Scanning the document within shark photography reveals the message. Anthony, I bet you £1 billion that no shark will ever eat this. Congratulations, Anthony. Well, that was a nice little detour, but we are back to where we were. Let's head off to another area that still has unsolved exhibits. Such as here, for example. So that exhibit, we realised that we couldn't get to it from this island because these rocks are blocking the way. I think it must be possible to get to this island from here. So that's what we're going to try next. There are definitely trees here that we didn't use. Can we do it with just this one, or do we need to bring the big one with us? Okay, yeah, I think we reset this island. Oops, no, I'm fairly sure this one is just to go that way, but we must be able to make something happen with this one. Might actually want to move this first. Yeah, I think I want to move this out the way first, and then come round here and do this, because now I can push this there. Thank you, Alice. I think this game is particularly calming. My first few streams of it, like the main playthrough of the easy levels, should still be up on my VODs if you want to check it out. I love the art style of this, I love the music of it, and the puzzles are quite fun as well. I mean, it's basically just this one game mechanic of pushing trees over and rolling the logs around. Deforestation aside, it's quite fun. And there's all the exhibits that you get to read out. And I'm so glad you like my... Everybody's saying my voice is calming, and I've never thought of it that way. So it really does mean a lot to me that people think that about me. Thank you, Alice. I do try my best with the exhibits in this game to read them out calmingly. You were lurking when I played last weekend. Oh, that's nice. Yes, last weekend I was also trying to find some of the more difficult areas. The first 2 streams I think of this, I was getting through the puzzles much faster because they were easier. And there were lots of islands, lots of reading of exhibits. So you might enjoy those. As I say, I think the VODs are still up. I'm just wondering, do I have to go all the way round from the other side? Like, is that possible? If I push this here, if I push this tree to the right from the other side, then it would tumble over 1 square, and then I could do what I want to do. But the question is, can I actually get round there? The answer is possibly, but I seem to have forgotten to solve a level. Yeah, I think it's possible to bridge this gap with this tree as well. I just haven't. Yeah, but then it's stuck. Like, I can only put it here and then it's stuck. Oh no, it isn't. I can do that. And then that. No, there we go. Okay. Right, this wasn't the island we were trying to get to, but we've got to a new island. Progress has been made. I think we just want to do that. And then this, and then just push. Oh, no, we can't push that. Okay, that's not the answer. We need to get over here, and I think it requires putting the long log here. Because the short log is not the right way round to fit. And I know it looks like it should go there, but it doesn't quite work because this guy is very limited in his log pushing ability. He can't just like spin the log round in place. The only way he can spin it round is to push it over. Okay, what if we do that? And then this. And then that. And then this. This is very, very close to what we want. We just need to be able to push it over from here, which we can't do. Because that's still no good. Oh, maybe if we can get the short tree into this spot. This little bit of water here. If we can get the short tree into that bit of water, but not this way round, we need it the other way round. Which actually we can almost do. We would need to go here and then push it back. Isn't possible. Yeah, game is getting hard. There's a reason I left these levels till the end, because they're the difficult ones. That, and then that, and then that, and then that, and then that, and then... Oh. Okay, this log is now in the right place to put in the water, but this one is in the way. Yeah, that's not what I want. Ah, why is this so hard? Do I do it this way round? Is that ever the right option? No. No, it is not. This doesn't work either because I can't actually get this log past this stump now. It's just stuck here. Okay, so I'm fairly sure this goes horizontal that way. And then we need to do something different with this. Hang on, can I do... Yeah, I can do that. And then... no. Leave that there. Also doesn't work. Bear in mind, the only reason we're going round here is to try and solve a different puzzle. This wasn't even our main, the main place we were trying to solve. I feel like this is part of it because this is the only way we get this log out of here and somewhere else. Then we'd have to do this to unstick this one. But now this one is the wrong way round still. So it's not that. Okay. Wow, I was not expecting that to be so difficult. Somehow we got there. I did something different that time than my previous time. Right, does this... this doesn't even do what I wanted it to do, which was come back round and link to the other side of this island. I was trying to get up here. So I want to come from this way, knock this tree down this way so that it falls over there, and instead I've come down here. So that's actually been completely useless, and I wasted the last 10 minutes. This doesn't even have any exhibits on it. Oh well, I've solved this puzzle. Can we go round even more out of our way then, if we like use a save point to... yeah, we can use a save point. This is what I should have done the first time, was travel like that. Okay. Sorry about that, but I still solved the puzzle, so we still made progress. Yeah, then the plan is to just do that, knock that tree over the long way round. And I'm hoping this allows us to do something different. I still haven't really thought ahead of what this means for us. It means we can do that. Is that a thing we want to do? Alice is getting sleepy. No problem. It's 11:30 here. It's gone midnight over in Europe, so definitely end of stream time soon, Alice. Honestly, I'm only going to be playing for a little while longer and then I'll raid out. But thank you very much for being here. It is much appreciated. I'm so glad you like my content. And... yeah, we have actually just solved this puzzle. I don't know what I did here, but it worked. Look, we can get to this island now. Okay. So it wasn't all in vain going on a little journey like that. Good night, Alice. Sleep well. Yeah, we're coming up to 3.5 hours, so I'll probably give it another 10-15 minutes, and then I will raid out. It's getting late for the Europeans. As I say, I'm considering starting certainly my Friday and possibly my Sunday streams earlier because of the much higher proportion of European viewers I get compared to my Saturday streams. I don't want to keep you guys up past midnight just for my streams, even if it is a weekend. Or Buffer Gahigi, says Alice, who is clearly getting sleepy. Buffaga. Yeah, that's Buffaga is the word night, but with your fingers one column too far to the left on the keyboard, and then he is K-O-H-O. I don't know what Higgy is. The middle word is definitely night. I've cracked the code, Alice. Okay, we must be going up here, right? There's not anything down here. So what to do? Oh, it's a Colo reference. Oh, you're a Colo viewer as well. Why? Is literally everybody on Twitch a Colo viewer? Because I watched Colo before I discovered Ophelia, and then discovered that Ophelia and all Ophelia's friends watched Colo, and then I just found your stream randomly the other day, and turns out you also watch Colo. I'm just going to assume from now on that everybody who's cool watches Colo. Which I guess means I should be hanging out in Colo's stream to find new cool streamers, because that's clearly where they all are. You don't watch Colo, Teabagger? Honestly, I think you'd enjoy her stuff. I might even have raided her once. She's usually not on when I finish, so difficult. What do I want to do? Do I want to make a raft here? Or do I just want to get a log up there? Hard to tell. There we go. Okay, that wasn't too bad actually. That puzzle sort of flowed quite nicely from the space available. I think this log is just here to get the other log into position. We are almost at our next exhibit. This is solid logic. I assume the solid logic is that Colo, people who watch Colo are cool, not that Teabagger is uncool. Sorry, Teabag. But yes, I agree. People who watch Colo are cool. But yeah, it's funny how if I find a new streamer who I think is a good content, that it turns out they watch Colo. So I know she's a big streamer. She's like not compared to some streamers out there. So there must be something about her. Can I do the tumbly thing here? Is that the answer? Usually when you can do the tumbly thing, then the tumbly thing is the solution. I'm trying to turn off the alarm clock match. If I can ever get over there, I'll turn it off. Okay, is this just a 3-length bridge? No, it isn't, right? Because this is stuck here now. Okay. So yeah, how do I get over there? I feel like it has to be a short bridge. Hello, Mud Stuff. Hi there. Happy Friday to you too. Welcome to what was my Friday night Dolphin chill, but we decided to hop into Monsters Expedition just at the end. I will be ending soon. Sorry about that, but it will all be on the VOD if you'd like to watch it back. Ubago says top clip is her dressed as potato. Yes, she's currently streaming dressed as a potato. I could try to explain, but I don't need to, I think. Yes, sorry, Alice, I'm disturbing your slumber. Please sleep well, and thank you for being here. How to reach alarm clock? What am I even doing here? Like, I've just pushed this one in the water. Oh, can I make a raft? Should I actually be making a raft all along? Was that the solution? Because I can obviously put this here and this here. But that doesn't actually make a usable raft. And nor does that. Okay. If I do this, I've just blocked off, like, I can't get out now. This has blocked off my exit. So we agree that we need to start by doing that. Then the only way we can push this really is down. We could move this first. But yeah, like, you can't use a too long log to bridge a one long gap. Like, this just means the log is now stuck here. So we need to get the other log across there. So pushing it in the water now doesn't help. Do this. Now that just gets this log here. We can do that. But this is where we were before, and now we can't really get... Like, I can get this here, but if the answer is to build a 3-length bridge, then we're not really there yet. Hello, Ancient Cosmographer. Welcome to my Chill Friday stream. So this is what I'm talking about with my also having an American audience and them tending to come in later. I've been entertaining the Europeans for over 3 hours now, and it's past midnight for them, and they want to go to bed. But the Americans are only just showing up, so I think it's important my Scrabble streams are later because they're my primary audience for those. But I'm considering, Ancient Cosmographer, sorry about this, but I'm considering moving my Friday streams earlier to make them more accessible to Europeans. So I can do 3 or 4 hours without everybody going to bed before they end. If I could push this up, I could do tumbly thing, but I can't. So I think I'm sort of committed to doing a tumbly thing here as my next move. Work from home 5 days. That's okay, just have to tune in while at work. Yeah, I suppose it's convenient that you're able to work from home on Fridays. That's good, Ancient Cosmographer. But yes, I try my best to please everybody, but it's not always possible. But I really do want to, if I can. The problem is, fundamentally, I can't get this log to roll past this stump. Unless I can roll it onto the stump. Like if I can have it horizontal across the stump. I have to push it off the stump otherwise. Oh, I can do this. Is this the answer? Oh, this is... okay. I don't know how I didn't see that for so long. Oh, no, it's not the answer. Well, it is probably the answer, but just differently. Yeah, I didn't see I could actually get this oriented the right way round. So I want this like this, I think. But I maybe want to put the big one in first. Do I want to do this? I want to set up a bridge like this. Here. Oh, hang on. Can I? If this was one tile further over, I could roll this up and have it stop and then put it here, but I can't. I can roll it up to there. But that... Ancient Cosmographer says, who even invented time zones? I want to speak with them. Well... I mean, I sort of agree with you, Ancient Cosmographer, but only because I live in the UK and am therefore quite close to the zero line of longitude. Meaning that if time zones didn't exist, our clocks would still be normal. But Americans would have to be okay with waking up in the early afternoon and the Australians would have to be okay with, you know, midday being the middle of the night and so on. So nobody else's clocks would make sense apart from ours. So yeah, from my perspective, I'm more than happy to not have time zones, and everyone else just has to go to work in the dark and sleep in the daytime. That's fine by me if people want to do that. I feel like getting this log here was the key, but actually it doesn't solve the level at all. So, what do? Aren't all the answers just that but differently? Yes, Teabagger, you make a very good point there. No, I honestly don't know what I'm doing with this one. We might just have to end the stream without solving this one. Let me actually just use the... okay. This is something I'll only resort to if I'm completely stuck. There is a hint option which doesn't tell you how to solve the level, but it tells you where you're aiming to put the bridge, so you at least know what you're working towards. I was working on the premise that we were trying to get a 3 long bridge here, but actually we need to get the single log there. So it's actually quite helpful to use that hint. Let me take the last few minutes of the stream just to see if I can figure out how to do that. So we're definitely not pushing this into the water because we know that this log is the bridge. We are probably bringing this over here to help us get this log into position. But that's not in position because we can't push it over. Oh, does this work? Can I push? Oh. Okay. In my defence, I actually didn't know that was a game mechanic. I didn't know you could shove a long log like this and push one over. I'm sure I've done this before at some point in the game, but I forgot it was a thing. So yeah, that was the answer, was to do this. And then roll that out the way and do that. Okay. We got there. We needed a hint that this bridge was here, but then I managed to figure it out. Okay. We have very angry clock. Most human clocks seem fairly docile. However, this subspecies has a nasty temper. The clock here expresses outrage by hammering its bell-shaped horns repeatedly until it is soothed using a patting motion. It is most furious around 7 AM. I do appreciate it's constantly going in the background, so let me... I don't think I'd do anything with this log. I think it's just a way back over here. Let me get out of the alarm clock's range so you don't have to listen to it anymore. Apologies if anyone has been listening to that for some time. Not the best listening experience. I need the post-post. Okay, so we haven't uncovered everything in this area, but this is just going to be a bonus difficult area with snowmen in it because there's no more exhibits there. But there are definitely still plenty of exhibits to find. Oops, I didn't actually mean to go there. But yeah, actually let's see if we'll do one more before the end of the stream. I think. That one was a bit unsatisfying when I had to use the hint. Let's get over here. I'm sure that must be possible because then I can see there's an exhibit over there. Probably figuring out how to push this tree over. The answer is not that. No, it's still not that. That's what I tried last time. Oh, we can push this way. Is that a thing we want to do? Probably not. What is the point of this tree? What purpose does it serve? Yes, I'm not sure how our monster friend isn't freezing cold in the snowy biome, but he seems to be okay. I feel like we can't push these logs anywhere except there, which does let us push this down, but it doesn't help that we can push it down. That doesn't solve anything. They have more advanced science. Yeah, maybe. Science of staying warm. I don't think this one can help. Like I'm instinctively doing this to connect that on, but I don't think it can help. What else can I do here? Like, what I'm thinking is I somehow need to have a tree down here to stop this one rolling too far. And then I could just push it across. But I don't see how I get a tree down there. So perhaps that's not the solution at all. If I push this a different way, that doesn't help. This doesn't help. Push it up. I can put it here and then push this one down this way. Okay, we have technically done something different. Can we make a raft? No, we can almost make a raft. If we had something to push off, we would have a raft. Again, we can only push this down and then it doesn't really go anywhere. Also make a raft here. Oh, we can also make a raft here. But in no case can we access anything to push off from once we've made the raft. I'm going to use the hint again. Okay, yeah, so we are making a raft, not bridging, as I sort of started to realise, because I don't see any possible way we can bridge this. I don't see how we make a raft either, though. Well, I've seen many possible rafts, but I haven't seen how to push off any of them. Oh, this is how. Okay, I didn't know. No, I did know this mechanic. It didn't occur to me that this mechanic applies over water. That's why. Yeah, do the tumbly thing is the answer, as it so often is. Tumbly thing over this log, and then make a raft. Okay. Well, yeah. I don't feel too bad about using the hints if I've tried to solve it for 10 minutes, given that I've already completed the main game. We have one final exhibit. Monument to Leeches. Inscription reads, Leeches. Is there anything they can't do? This game worries me sometimes. Okay. I think we'll probably leave it there because it's getting late. Fortunately, that's not a one-way raft. We can go back. Let's find somewhere to drop off our monster friend. Oh wait, you can't go that way. The raft is... Let's not leave him in the cold. That sounds a bit mean. Where shall we drop him off? Forgot just how big this map is. I can't find the place I'm looking for. Oh well. Let's drop him off at the windmill. There we are. Have a little sit down there. And yeah, well, next week will be a new Dorf monthly challenge, so I will probably be playing that first. So this might be another Dorf into Monsters Expedition stream, and hopefully we can get all the exhibits in this game, even if we have to use hints a little bit. And yeah. If I decide I'm taking too long on the puzzles to make interesting content, I'll just say, okay, we've run our course of this game. It's lasted us several streams. So thank you everybody for being here. Quite sad background music now, didn't we? Thank you everybody for being here. Thank you especially to Verdsky for resubscribing. Thank you to JPerv for raiding. Thank you Ren for gifting a sub to Emery's bot for some reason, but thank you for the subscription regardless. Thank you most of all to Pomegranates for discovering Dorf, following me, completing my follower goal, and also thank you to Ophelia for giving me a shout out on your stream and sending pomegranate in my direction. Much appreciated. Yes, Ancient Cosmographer. I've completed my follower goal of 250 followers today. I've replaced it with a sub goal, which we are already one into. But, I obviously I appreciate it when people sub. It's not something I expect. It's just I think you get to a certain point where more followers don't really mean that much. It only means something if they actually show up and turn into viewers. But there isn't a viewer goal. You can only make followers or subs into a goal. So I decided to switch things up and try a sub goal. Thank you, T-Bago, for being here as always. We are going to do a raid now. Sorry for the abrupt cut out of the music. When you tab out of Monsters Expedition, it stops playing the music. And I do have to tab out of it in order to find a raid target. If anyone has any suggestions, do let me know. Nespa is live and is usually a good choice. Luke Ainsworth is also live, doing just chatting at the moment. Oops. Sorry, I did not realise my volume was turned up that loud. I sincerely apologise. I think I might just take people over to Nespa. Stoic just started. Okay. I haven't actually raided Stoic for a while, have I? I really need to start writing down who I raid. Is there somewhere I can access who I've raided? Like, you'd think there would be. Oh, there is, yes. You have to go into mod view. So T-Bago is probably staring in the face who I've raided because it counts as a mod action. But obviously I'm not usually watching my own stream in mod view. Okay. Who did we least recently raid out of Stoic and Nespa? Okay, we did raid Stoic more recently than Nespa, but only just. Okay, we will raid Nespa today then, but we will definitely raid Stoic again soon when he is on, because they are both excellent streamers. Thank you for the emote spam matcha catcher. I am going to send you guys over to the Nespa, who is playing some Donkey Kong. I think she's working her way through classic NES games. Which is great content. Now, I would like to put a raid message in chat. Feel free to spam this if you would like, if that's the sort of thing you enjoy doing. I'm going to have to... I have a pre-programmed one in my bot, but it's programmed to use emotes that are not follower emotes anymore. So I'm going to make it... No, Matcha, you can't. It's never going to work. You give up. Please spam this message, or if you prefer, make up some other message. I can't tell you what to do. It's a free country. But yeah, if you are subscribed and have that emote, I would appreciate if you could spam it at Nespa, who we are now going to raid. Nespa is amazing. She has a great personality, great viewer engagement, great likes to read and respond to every chat message. So definitely, if you like my content, especially if you like Ophelia's content, because she's very chatty, I recommend giving Nespa a follow. As for me, I will be back tomorrow at 8:30 my time, 3:30 p.m. Eastern time, with my Scrabble Saturday. I will be back on Sunday with the second and probably the final half of Tetrabot & Co., where we go murderize some more jam monsters. And same time, same place here next week. Friday night, Dorf and Chill, with a little Monsters expedition to follow. Mudstuff, I'm sorry to hear you are poor and have few subs. You give a follow, yes. Thank you, that's much appreciated. And maybe somebody will drop you a gift sub at some point. It does happen. You are much appreciated whether you subscribe or not. Being here is enough. Thank you everybody for watching, and bye for now.